Okay, shall we get started? This intro music, or at least the intro music on this game, has been playing for me for like ever. Let's get going. I think it's this button. There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome anybody who might already be here. I'm gonna start a new visual novel today. I really liked the first Paranormasight, so I'm hoping this one's gonna be good too. I did the last one like 2 years ago. Whenever it came out, I was pretty quick to jump on it as well. But I remember hearing at one point that they weren't going to do a sequel, and they were, I think they said something about they were going to release like a comic, like a manga for the sequel. But I think that was specifically maybe a sequel to the, what was it called? The Seven Mysteries of Hanjo or whatever. But it looks like because they did make another Paranormasight, so I was really happy to see that, because after hearing that news about the sequel, I assumed they were never going to make another one, but they did. So good on you, Square Enix. I appreciate that. Alright, let me make sure all my streams are good. Looks like Twitch is complaining about the bitrate being too high, but it looks fine, so we're going to say that's okay. YouTube says we're good, so I think we're good to get going. Alright. So the only thing I know about this one is obviously that it involves a mermaid. So I think there's like maybe some underwater treasure hunting or something that's going to be going on in the story. I honestly don't hardly have any idea, so we're going to discover this together. Alright, shall we get started? Into the O. Oh, it's this guy again. He's like the curator or whatever. I guess he's called the storyteller. He was in the last one. My apologies for the wait. Welcome, welcome. How wonderful it is to see you again. I am the storyteller, your guide to the world of Paranormasight. Now then, I understand you might be keen to dive into our story. But there are some important matters I must address first, so please bear with me a while longer. First, this game uses autosave. The game will automatically save at regular intervals, so you may stop playing at any time. Next, please look at the upper right of the screen. This is the menu button. Okay. It opens a menu. Who'da thunk? From here, you can check the text log, view files, and adjust your settings for auto mode. You can also adjust the volume and other game settings in the options menu. If you find that certain effects make the text difficult to read, you may turn them off. I recommend you check the brightness, controls, and other settings now before continuing. Alright. I think I did kind of already mess with the brightness because I couldn't really get this to be what it says. Like, adjust this until it's barely visible. It's always visible. So I'm just going to try to make it a comfortable brightness. That seems fine. Text speed. As long as it doesn't advance too fast. I do like it when it's on the screen. So we'll go with fast. But I'm like, I can't imagine anybody would play this in auto mode. I mean, I'm a slow reader, so it's just crazy to me that people can read fast enough to actually like just let it auto go. Like, I feel like I would be like, wait, what did they say? I didn't get the last line. Let's see. I think we're good. What do you say? Check for controls, which it's all just clicking. I don't think there's like complicated controls. I think we're good. We're fine. Let's see. Files updated. Open updates page. Okay. Oh, and he was going to guide me through it? Okay, here's the controls, how to play. Yep. Cancel, confirm. Okay, menus, middle click. I didn't know that. We're not using a gamepad. Fast forward function. Press and hold the cancel button to fast forward through the game. This will skip through all content regardless of whether you have previously read it or not. Release to resume normal speed. Interesting. That's nice when I have seen the content, but it goes through it quickly whether I've seen it or not. Like, huh, that's interesting. Kind of like it when games don't let you do that, but that's okay. Autosaves will be created at every important juncture, so you can turn off the game at any time without worry. You can also save and load manually. When resuming the game, the last save will be loaded automatically. Here's our other files. That's just how to play again. Okay. So the new tab just shows what's new, all of them, and then we have all these other categories. Okay. Understood. Now, let us go over the basic controls. When the game is in your control, you may drag the screen to look at your surroundings. You will once again become able to move after this, so try taking a look behind you before turning back to me. Is there a big scary monster? No, it's just an empty cave. Hello. Wonderful. Well done. You may also select the face of an individual in front of you to talk to them. Please go ahead and try with me. Select my face. Bravo! A fine display. There are times when you will be presented with options such as these. What is this place? Do not fear, you will come to know where we are eventually. Select the towards. Okay, then we gotta select them again. Once you have seen everything an option has to offer, a check mark will appear next to it, like so. I don't think they described that to us last time, so it's nice, I guess, to have that explicitly stated. Because that's something I think I just figured out as we went. Who am I? Oh? So you've forgotten who you are, have you? But there is no need for concern. It is for that reason that I am here to guide you, after all. You may be confused at first, but continuing through the story should allow you to remember your true objective. That is all for my explanation of the basic controls. I will explain other essential functions when the time is right. Ah yes, there is one more thing I wish to confirm before we continue. As you may know, I previously served as guide to a different tale in the world of Paranormasight, one concerning the 7 mysteries of Honjo. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Interesting that they're even mentioning this. You wouldn't happen to be familiar with the events of that tale, would you? I am. Is that so? So we have met before, then. You looked quite different during our previous encounter, so I failed to recognize you at first. My apologies. In that case, there is nothing I need to warn you about. Oh, interesting. What was he gonna warn me about? It's been a while, dude. You could maybe cover it again if you want. Well, I believe I have kept you waiting long enough. The tale you are about to experience concerns a number of legends passed down in Isle Bay, or Eyes Bay? Is that how you'd say that? I don't know. Let me look up pronunciation. I feel like we're gonna say this a lot, so I'm just gonna look up a pronunciation. Sorry, one second. I realized I had a message I need to respond to, so let me just do that really quick. Okay, now I'm looking up how to pronounce... Is it as simple as it looks? Ise? Ise Bay. With the Ise surrounding, so okay. Ise. Okay, there's nothing that's actually going to pronounce it for me. It looks like, oh no, here we go.
Welcome to this pronunciation video. Today we will be focusing on a new word, Ise.
Ise. Okay, it is Ise. Okay. Now I know, and try not to screw too many things up. I don't know, I'm still gonna screw stuff up, so don't worry about that. But I assume we're gonna say Ise Bay a lot. Alright, anyway. The tale you're about to experience concerns a number of legends passed down in Ise Bay, a stretch of sea bordering Mei Prefecture. Specifically, those legends involving mermaids. Yes. As the subtitle suggests, our subject this time is the widely familiar mermaid. Dude, that mermaid picture in the background looks crazy. Answer my own question. Hey, brother. Hey, what's up, dude? Oh, did you ask me what I was streaming or something? I didn't see your reply yet. But yes, here I am. Since ancient times, a great many legends about mermaids have been passed down in countries all around the world. In Japan, many of the legends famously include the idea that eating their flesh grants immortality. Really? That's crazy. So you see a mermaid and then you want to eat her so you can be immortal? Like, man, that sounds so brutal, dude. I mean, I don't know. The tale of Yao Bikuni, okay, I'm gonna start screwing stuff up, which continues to be told in such places as Wasaka Province, modern-day Fukui Prefecture, is perhaps the most well-known. These legends have spurred those with a yearning for immortality to seek out mermaids since ancient times. Of course, as I just mentioned, these are only some of the many legends concerning mermaids that exist across the globe. Indeed, many have sought out mermaids simply due to fascination with their status as rare and mystical beings. They have also served as the inspiration for countless creative and artistic works throughout the ages. It would seem that mermaids possess a mysterious charm that has captivated the human heart for myriad reasons, irrespective of era or culture. Files updated. Oh, cool. It even shows us where this stuff is in Japan. So the Mei Prefecture is located in the eastern part of Ki Peninsula in central Honshu, the Japanese mainland, and falls within both the Chubu and Kinki regions, measuring 170 kilometers from north to south and 80 kilometers from east to west. It has a narrow, elongated shape and is known for its rich natural diversity that differs greatly between its northern and southern regions. Okay. Ise Bay. Also known by the name the Sea of Ise, Ise Bay is an enclosed bay located in central Honshu, the Japanese mainland. Although its exact range varies, in this game it refers to the area of sea surrounded by land up to the line drawn from Cape Irago in Aichi Prefecture to Cape Dio in Mei Prefecture. So as we see here, it's just the dark blue area, I guess is what we're talking about in the story. It's interesting that they're being that, like, exact with all this information. A flyer of a mermaid, also known as Kai-Rei. Woodblock paint from a Kaiwara Ban broadsheet. Dude, that is crazy. So that one's just a fish with a person's head. It doesn't even look like a person. It looks like a demon, honestly. With the horns, anyway. Hey, what's up, Sheepy? Welcome in. How's it going? Good to have you guys. There's 9 people streaming this game. 8 of them are Japanese. Oh, sweet. So I'm the only American that's streaming it? So are they like Japanese but speaking English? Or am I the only English speaker? I guess that would be my next question. I wonder. I mean, it's a very Japanese game. So I would, I guess, assume that most streamers would be Japanese. Clearly Dom is one of them. Clearly I'm one of the Japanese one. That would be funny. Let's see, I feel like he just explained this to me, but it looks like there's even more information, and we get these cool pictures, so let's read through this really quick. A general term for a half-human, half-fish being. The first recorded appearance in Japan of a creature believed to be a mermaid was more than 1,300 years ago in the Nihon Shoki Chronicles of Japan. At the time, the term mermaid was not yet in use. Most records are anecdotal reports of sightings of creatures resembling both fish and humans in various places. In ancient Japan, as well as in other parts of East Asia, depictions of mermaids often blurred the line between human and fish, frequently portraying them as grotesque monsters. Yeah, it's crazy. I've heard that people mistake manatees for mermaids. Like that manatees are one of the places that the mermaid myth started, was somebody saw a manatee and thought it was like a very human looking fish or something. I don't know, that's just something I've heard before. The Middle Ages saw the spread of the legend of Yao Bikuni throughout Japan, which claimed that eating mermaid flesh could grant eternal youth and longevity. In the early modern period, the image of mermaids diversified, attracting wider public interest. Mermaid mummies were exhibited in sideshows, and illustrations and literature featuring mermaids became more common. It was also during this time that the depiction of mermaids as having the upper body of a human woman and the lower body of a fish became more widely recognized. Because they were before just fish with human faces. Is that because that's what this one depicted up here? So this is like kind of like, at least in Japan, how they started is these like monstrosities. I mean, I guess I get why eating it might be more appealing if it looked like that, but if like it's half woman, like that would be harder for me to imagine eating, I guess. But it's just, I don't know. If anything has a human face, it seems like that would be hard to want to eat that, but I don't know. Apparently they were like monstrosities. Okay, look at this one. This is kind of like, I mean, aren't sirens sometimes depicted like as mermaid-ish type of things? Although the details vary from country to country, the most common depiction of mermaids in the West likely stems from the sirens, right there, yeah, okay, of Greek mythology. Sea monsters that over time came to be represented as the familiar half-fish, half-human figures. These mermaids were thought to be more akin to spirits or fairies in nature, enchanting those who encountered them with their beautiful feminine appearance and singing voices, right? I think I've also seen sirens depicted as like birds, kind of like harpies. So I don't know, it seems like it's kind of like wishy-washy which way a siren works. I mean, you could totally have lore that has both, like there's just two species of siren, ones that swim and ones that fly or something. Many records of mermaid sightings by sailors during the Age of Discovery have been preserved, and some theories suggest that mermaid sightings and their associated legends may in fact have originated from a sea mammal called a dugong, which I think is a manatee, or they're similar? The sea cow? I think that's how it works. Okay, cool. So we just learned some stuff about Japanese culture. One seems to be English, rest are very much speaking not English. Okay, right on, sounds good. So they might not be Japanese, but they're not English. Hey, what's up, Never? How's it going, man? Thanks for the lurk, I appreciate you. Files updated. Oh no, we just looked at that. Yeah, now I hit X. Ah, yes, the files added just now should provide a general overview of the terms that came up in our conversation. It seems you have already taken a look, but I do recommend reading them if you have the chance. They may allow you to enjoy the story even more. Yeah, I mean, so far, I would say, it's honestly already enhancing the story. I'm learning a lot about mermaids and stuff. And specifically how ancient Japanese people saw mermaids. Oh, it's funny, huh? Okay, yeah. Panda, you're, falling over emote, I guess, is that what you call it? The panda fall, that's what it's called. On my restream chat, it's so tiny I can barely see what it is, but on my Twitch chat it's bigger. That's something restream could do better with, I guess. I think that's a new feature, right? That's a fun one. Words highlighted in pale blue usually indicate that there is a related entry in your files. Oh, interesting, okay. Kind of like a link. Now then, allow me to introduce the primary setting of this tale. The majority of our story takes place on Kameshima, an isolated island in the waters of Ise Bay. Oh, we got some more files. Let's read about it. Kameshima. So we can see, okay, so here's the bay, and so it's an island that's just at the mouth of the bay. Pretty much on the very edge of what we're talking about, as they indicated earlier. So here's a close-up of the island itself. An island situated between the Atsumi and Shima peninsulas, and the most distant of the four populated islands under the administration of Toba City in Mei Prefecture. It has an area of approximately 0.7 square kilometers and a population of about 900. The island's name comes from the turtle-like shape, with kame meaning turtle in Japanese. Okay, and even from afar, it kind of looks like it could be like a turtle shell, I guess. And maybe there's like the head there, and then there's like the turtle shell or something. I can see that. Famous for its karst landscapes and other beautiful scenery, Kameshima is a popular location for tourists year-round. Recently, the island's youth organization has been leading a revitalization effort to boost the local economy and strengthen the community, creating an island logo and a mascot character, Kameshimaru, which are expected to bring more people to the area. So we don't get to see a picture of Kameshimaru? That sounds like that would be interesting. You will experience events through the eyes of a young resident of the island, one Yuza Minakuchi. If nothing else, please remember that. Well, I believe this ends my initial explanation. Bon voyage, and do enjoy the tale. Alright, here we go. Now we're really starting. How to learn some stuff about Japanese history. It's a work of fiction based on existing locations and legends. Please note that one of the locations that appears in this game, Kamishima, is a fictional island. Oh, what? Did you say it's a fictional island after it just taught me a bunch about the island? Did you come to me or did I go to you? I cannot recall whether it was a dream or reality. I cannot recall if I was asleep or awake. The Tales of Ise, page 69. Kari no Tsukai. August 7th of sometime in 1980, morning, Toba City, Mei Prefecture, Kamishima, Southern Sea. Alright, this should do it. All good to go, Yuza? Yep, ready as ready can be. I feel so light, I bet I could even outswim a shark. So basically all we've just shown you is total bullshit. Let's proceed. Right. Well, at least just the island. I think other stuff was legit. I think it was just saying the island is fictional, but I don't know. Now it's all in question, so how much of it was bullshit? I assume all the stuff about the Japanese history with mermaids was true. I assume. No, more than that. I was born for this moment. The legend of Kamishima's patron saint of diving begins today. Kamishima youth, Yuza Minakuchi. It's so funny how slowly I have to say Japanese names. I feel like an idiot sometimes. All right, let's see. He's 18 years old. He's an apprentice ama diver. A young man born and raised on Kamishima. Although generally quiet and serious, he has an eccentric side that often sees him make jokes and wisecracks with a straight face, catching whoever he's talking to off guard. After losing his parents in a large-scale maritime accident 5 years ago, he was raised by his grandmother, veteran ama diver Suyu Minakuchi. God, it's always the last name, Minakuchi. He briefly found work at a seafood processing plant in Toba after graduating high school earlier in the year, but upon hearing that Suyu had injured her leg, forcing her to retire from diving and causing difficulties in her daily life, he quit his job after only 3 months and returned to Kamishima. Apprentice I'm a diver? Yeah, because it's Ima. Is that how I would actually pronounce it, Sheepy? Is that what you're saying, or are you just making a joke? Because for all I know, maybe that's how you say it. At present, he is caring for Suyu while looking for work in Kamishima. He has recently made the decision to follow in Suyu's footsteps and become an ama diver himself. Although he has been unable to bring himself to enter the sea since the disaster 5 years ago, he is hoping that his previous aptitude for swimming will lend itself to a natural talent for ama diving. His current diver rank is 1. So that must be like the lowest rank? Is that how that works? Sounds like he's new to all this stuff. No, it's a joke. Okay, that's what I thought. Just making sure, because fuck, dude, I don't know. Sometimes I can't tell if people are correcting me in the chat or if they're just making a joke, so just thought I'd say that. Oh, it looks like there's somebody. Did somebody sub? I didn't see it, but now it says I have 1 subscriber, and I don't think I had a subscriber before. Oh, there it is. Panda sub. Thanks, man. I thought I had my sub thing going. Obviously, my notification isn't working, so that's annoying. I bet my follower one isn't working either then. Well, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Let me just take a quick look really quick. Yeah, I do have sub, resub, follow, and raid. And my raid one worked the other day. That's weird. Here, I'll go ahead and do one for you. We'll test it real quick. And it didn't happen. Oh, I think I forgot to add it to this scene. Let me fix that. All right, I think that's what it was. I didn't add, because I usually use the ultra wide scene that lets me do the ultra wide games, and I have it set up in that one. So I think maybe now it would work. Let me test it again really quick. Or not still. Oh man. How did I screw that up so bad? All right, I might just have to look at that. outside of this, then how is that not working? The weird thing is it looks like it should be working. All right, well, I'll get to that after the stream. I'll try to fix that for next stream. Just glad to know it's not working so that I know to fix it. And thanks for the sub, dude. I really appreciate that. It's probably the first sub I've had in months now. See, it's okay. I'm not Japanese. I am Chinese. Right, gotcha. You never know. You might know a lot more about Japanese stuff than I do. You know what I mean? Because even if someone was an American correcting me on Japanese stuff, they could be right, you know? Like, people know more than me. But yeah, I appreciate you. Either way. All right, let's see. Quiet and introverted as a child, he began to show a more animated side upon befriending Azami Kumoi, a boy his same age, and it eventually became a common sight to see them getting up to mischief together. Although the maritime disaster 5 years ago saw a drastic shift in the way most of Kamishima's inhabitants treated Yuza, Azami alone continued to treat him the same. Even now, it is not uncommon for Azami to find himself caught up in Yuza's eccentric exploits, but he is always quick to laugh and follow his lead. So why would they treat him differently? Because, like, what, it was his family that died, right? Like, I guess maybe I need to read back up on that. I already forgot what happened. It was like his parents died? After losing his parents in a large-scale maritime accident 5 years ago. So I guess it's just that he lost his parents, right? So they just treat him like, oh, you poor little deer because you lost your parents, right? Like, that's what it's saying? Oh, okay, these are all the different people profiles. So it's like, why is the storyteller popping up? All right. So that's Azami, okay. Whoa, that sounds pretty impressive, but this is your first time diving out in the bay, so don't push yourself too hard, all right? Yeah, I know it's my first time, but somehow I'm brimming with confidence. I just know I can land a massive haul if I try. Well, I'm glad to see you're raring to go, but make sure you don't go too far from the boat at first. Best friend, Azami Kumoi. All right, let's check out his page. A young man born and raised in Kamishima, he has been friends with Yuza Minakuchi since childhood. He has a friendly and caring personality, and his willingness to help those around him has made him someone islanders of all ages rely on in times of need. His father was a fisherman, and he accompanied him out to the sea on his boat from a very young age. As a result, he grew up never doubting that he, too, would one day become a fisherman. After his father died in a maritime disaster 5 years ago, his mother, an Ama diver, took on the responsibility of raising Azami and his much younger brother on her own. So he died in the... So his father also died in that same maritime disaster. Dude, what happened? I bet that's probably going to be part of the story, right? Like, what happened? That's probably why they're being really cagey about it. I don't know, maybe not. During the closed season for diving, when his mother worked on the mainland, Azami was responsible for looking after his brother. After graduating middle school, he refused his mother's suggestion to attend high school and quickly obtained a 4th-class boat pilot license while helping with fishing around the island. He is now able to take his father's small fishing boat, the Sion Maru, out on fishing trips on his own. He has a frank, easygoing relationship with Yuza, his childhood friend, and the two often get up to mischief together. Although he was happy for Yuza when he left to attend high school on the mainland and later found a job there, he also felt somewhat lonely. For this reason, he secretly welcomed the news that Yuza would be leaving his job and returning to Kamishima to take care of his grandmother. It's interesting that it's interesting to hear a story about somebody like not going to high school. That just seems like such a crazy thing to me. It's like everybody has to go to high school. You got to get your GED, bro. Obviously, this is a different situation. No need to worry, Azami. You just focus on getting the grill ready. We're having a feast tonight. I'll hold you to that. So we're fishing? Is that what? Because we're having a feast? That's the thing I'm confused about. So the Ama diver is a type of fisherman, right? Are they the people who get like sea urchins and stuff? Because don't you have to dive for those? A diving minigame will now commence. Oh, cool. Follow the instructions to get used to the controls. Then press dive when you're ready. Okay. what other... Okay, I can click and drag and look around. There's the boat. This is cool. They didn't have anything like this in the last game. And we're level 1 on everything. I guess this is to stop the game. Okay. It's like, get used to the controls. Like, the controls seem to just be clicking and dragging. Dive! Maybe the whole minigame is just to click on stuff. Okay, here we go. Only 2 controls are needed. Okay. Move mouse, look around, left click, perform action. The available action will automatically switch between swim, harvest, and return to boat, depending on the situation. Areas where sea creatures are located will be marked with an exclamation point. Begin by looking around to try to locate any potential catches. Okay. Harvest. Yay. Some fucking clams. Oh, return to boat. Uh-oh. Your oxygen gauge will decrease when diving. Be sure to go back to the boat before it runs out. You can return to the boat anytime by turning your viewpoint upwards and selecting return to boat. Your remaining oxygen will continue to decrease on the way back, so don't wait until it's too late. Okay, we gotta go then. Oh no, oh no. Oh, did I die already? Oh no. I don't have my death count already. Oh my god, I can't believe I died already. Alright, we can't be going and picking too many of these fucking claims. Take that. Take that. So every action takes a little bit. Let's get an urchin, dude. Harvest. Harvest. Alright, now we should probably just go back to the boat, right? Go, go. Oh man, yeah, I'm glad I went back. Like, by the time I warned you, you're fucked, dude. I think that's it. Okay, urchins are worth way more, so I should try to focus on those then. Hey, we ranked up. Sweet. A higher level means you can swim faster and return to the boat faster. Okay, does that mean I lose less oxygen? I guess the underwater flow. Okay, so I need to get diving leveled up. Oh, okay, and I get to select. Okay, for some reason I thought it was giving me swimming. Higher level means you'll have an easier time gathering sea creatures. You can detect sea creatures from farther away. I ain't diving, dude. I need more oxygen, for frick's sake, dude. I can barely do anything down there. That covers the basics for underwater gathering. Replay the tutorial? No, I'm good. We got it. Okay, looks like you're all warmed up. Let's go out a bit further so you can look for something bigger. The biggest catch you can get at this time of year is probably an abalone. Abalone? Abalone? I don't know how to say that. Snagging just one is something to be proud of. But remember that sea creatures are living things. They'll change places every time you dive, so be careful. There's a lot of stuff here. Diving controls. Search for potential catches. Swim. When there's nothing in front of you, I can swim. Gather to catch. Wait, no. I was going to look through the rest of it as well. Amma divers. Okay, yeah, let's learn about this. Or Amma, or Amma, or Ima, or whatever. The term Amma, most often written with characters meaning sea and woman, generally refers to women who free dive for shellfish, seaweed, and other marine products. It is said that they practice free diving both to prevent over-harvesting and to help protect the marine environment. Interesting. So they're specifically women as well. That's interesting. Kuniyoshi Utagawa, all the famous products of land and sea. That's pretty cool. Although Amma divers operate in many regions of Japan, the Toba and Shima regions are known for having the highest number of Amma divers. These regions also exhibit customs unique to the area, such as the practice of carrying objects with the Saiman and Domon symbols to ward off misfortune. Even within Toba and Shima, rules and practices can vary greatly. For example, the practice of wearing white attire over the wetsuit is a common practice only in the Shima region. Despite the high population of Amma divers in Ise Bay, there are none to be found north of Ise City. This can be explained by the difference in the seafloor composition between the two areas. While the sandy sea floor near Ise allowed for net fishing, the rocky sea floor in the Toba and Shima areas made net fishing difficult, leading to the adoption of freediving as an alternative. Abalone harvested by ama divers in Kuzaki town in Toba has traditionally been processed into ceremonial dried goods known as noshi awabi, which are then presented as an offering at Ise Shrine. This practice is said to have originated when Yamatohime no Mikoto, the princess who enshrined all these Japanese names are gonna kill me. Amaterasu at Ise Shrine was searching for a suitable food to offer to the gods. Okay, so that was all just like who she was, the whole princess who enshrined Okay. When presented with abalones by an ama diver named Obin, the princess found them exceptionally delicious and decided that abalone would be the primary offering for the region. As a result, the ama divers of Toba and Shima have a strong connection to the region's Shinto rituals, and there are some regions where they perform ritual dances as offerings during Shinto festivals or festivities. Note, although ama is sometimes written with characters meaning sea and man, when the diver is male, this game uses only the traditional characters of sea and woman when the language is set to Japanese. Oh, okay, that's something I would not have even picked up on since I'm in English here. Diving tips, perfect harvest. When using the harvest action, a perfect harvest may occasionally occur, instantly depleting your target's resistance gauge with a single action. The higher your diver rank, the more likely you are to achieve a perfect harvest. Ooh, so definitely continue leveling up the diver rank then. Sounds like you kind of get double duty there. Earn stars in your gathering log. Information on your catches will be recorded in your gathering log. Each catch has individual variations, and the down arrow lowest and the high arrow highest amount of points you've achieved for each catch will also be recorded. Once you record the highest and lowest limits possible for that catch, a star mark will be added next to those point values. Underwater gathering log. The noble scallop, the purple sea urchin. Okay, so this is my actual gathering log, what I've gathered. Okay. Interesting. Okay, done with that. Hopefully we'll be done with the tutorial one soon. It's not like you have to master everything all at once. We can take off whenever you're ready. Okay, let's go for another dive. Dive, dive, dive! Beacon! Urgent over there. Ooh, there's a question mark there. I should probably go towards the question mark because that seems interesting. Oh, it's very far away, whatever it is. Oh, is this gonna be like a story thing? Oh, scary. I feel like I shouldn't go down there. I've seen enough videos about cave diving. Oh god, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? There's a fucking dead person. What the hell is that? Is that him? No, get away from me! Kinda looks like Yuza. Ah! Square Enix presents. Ooh, there we go. Title screen. What the fuck, dude? The Mermaid's Curse. So what happened to Yuza? Oh god, just dead bodies in the fucking opening credits. It's so spooky. Whoa. Dive failed. Oh shit, okay. Scripted death much? Interesting. So it's like it wanted me to do that, but also not do that? I don't know. I'm confused there. What's this thing? Oh, this is gonna take a minute to harvest it. Oh, nice. this scallop. I don't think I could get another one of those things that takes like 4 hits. I think I just need to go back up. There we go, we had a little extra. Gathering complete! Oh, 57 points for one of those, god damn. Diver rank. Oh, okay, so it was saying the overall, I thought this was diver rank, but the whole thing is diver rank, okay. Let's see. Swim faster and return to the boat faster. I mean, staying underwater for longer just seems like it's like that makes everything better, right? I feel like I want to do that still. Get that pumped up. More oxygen, please. So I can just keep diving? It's weird that they had the whole, like, I can see the dead body thing, but then, like, that's it. I guess I can end up kind of clearing this area out, it looks like a little bit. Some of this stuff. Oh, this one's back. Can gather that again. Oh, nice. Got a perfect one. We love that. Ooh, I don't know if I might be able to get this urchin. Okay, we're still blue. Let's head back up. Come on, don't die. Oh, 102. Nice for 2 of them. Nice. We're leveling up. We're doing a little bit of grinding here first. Should I try another one or should I just keep doing that one? I should put something in something else, right? Probably in gathering. It seems like that takes up a lot of my oxygen. Let's do that. Alright, shall we go again? Get some good grinding in there. So I guess, like, canon-wise, the character didn't see that body then, right? Because we decided that was a failure. Oh, come on, I'm so close to that. I'll go this way because there's 2 of these right here. Ping, ping, ping. Oh, what, I gotta swim to get closer to that one too? Ooh, so close. Yeah, it definitely is a lot faster. It's like 1 less click for that. Ooh, do I have enough oxygen to do this? Oh, 1 shot it. Nice. Let's go. Don't die, don't die! Alright, we're good. Level up! Maybe go with swimming now so I can get back to the boat faster. Maybe that'll leave it to where I can actually push it a little bit farther. What'd I get? Diving enthusiasts. Nice, got a new achievement. Let's do it one more time and then we'll stop diving and continue the story. Begin. There's not very much that I can detect around me now. So I guess we're gonna go this way. It's like where the body was, dude. Think it would do it again if I went over there? It would kill me again. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff now. Boom. Between. Alright, let's see. We should be able to go back faster. Oh, yeah, that used way less oxygen that time. Okay, yeah, swimming speed is good. Oh, I didn't go up a rank there. That's how you know it's time to put up the flippers. Let's take a look at the gathering log. Oh, I got a star next to that, so that means I did get the highest? Isn't that what that means? Oh, I got the highest turbid shell as well. They got purple and gold, dude. What's that about? Okay. Stop diving. We got enough for us to eat. Right, let's leave it at that for today. Good work out there, Yuza. You managed to get a fair bit of diving in, huh? I bet you feel like you've got a better grasp on things now. For sure. I feel like my diver rank's gone up at least a bit, too. I might be like rank 5 by now. So do you feel any different now? Did your body undergo any weird changes? Nope, I feel exactly the same. Nothing's changed. I'm the same old Yuza I've always been. I guess we were a bit off the mark, huh? So what do you want to do now? Should we call it a day? Talk about the hole. Azami. Before we head back, could we talk for a bit? Sure, what's up? Oh, look at this. We got like a little turtle with a building on its back, like a little lighthouse or something on there. That's cool. Turtle Island, because that's what the island is supposed to be like named after, as a turtle. Oh, we can look at him. Let's look at him first. Let's take a good look at my friend here. This is Azami Kumoi, my best friend. I've known him since we were both kids growing up on Kamishima. When I told him I wanted to become an Ama diver, he was quick to offer his full support. Alright, let's talk to him. So when I was diving just now, a giant hole in the seabed you'd never heard of before? Yeah, the rocks around it looked like they'd only recently collapsed. So I think it probably opened up within the last few months or so. Ah, now that you mention it. There was a pretty big earthquake around here about 3 months ago. Maybe that had something to do with it. Oh, that's right. That would have been before I got back. Anyway, if you saw a giant hole in the seabed, you'd be curious about it, right? I sure would. Curious enough to try to take a look inside? It'd be pretty dangerous, but I guess I might, yeah. Right? So I went closer to try to get a better look. Did you see anything? Well, when I looked down into the hole, a ghost or something that looked just like me suddenly rose up from the depths. A ghost that looked like you? It swam towards me with its hand outstretched. It looked like it was trying to hand something to me, or maybe it was trying to tell me something. Man. What did you do then? Did you take its hand? I did. I felt like I couldn't resist somehow. I guess even the patron saint of diving does foolish things sometimes. The only thing I was a patron of was carelessness and a lack of proper vigilance. Sounds like there wasn't much you could do about it, though. Hey, Yuza. That thing you ran into, do you think it could have been a Tomokazuki? Tomokazuki? Okay, yeah, what's that? I think we read about that. Oh, what's think? Think. A Tomokazuki, huh? Oh, I needed to have like, oh, I didn't get a thinking voice ready. Oh, jeez. I'll have to get that for next week, I think. A Tomokazuki, huh? But why would something like that be here? Tomokazuki? Huh? You've never heard of it? Well, I guess not even all the folks around here know about it either. It does sound familiar, though. The Tomokazuki is a sort of ghost story around these parts. The story goes that sometimes when diving, an Ama diver will come across another version of themselves, An exact copy. That other version of them will be holding out something they want, like an abalone. Something they want. And when the diver reaches for it, the Tomokazuki grabs them and drags them to the bottom of the sea. Whoa, that's scary! But wait, the Tomokazuki I saw wasn't holding anything. It wasn't? Well, that's different. Maybe it forgot it at home or something. At home, huh? The abalone? Yeah, the abalone. Maybe it left it at home. Huh. Maybe the Tomokazuki is more careless than the legends let on. You're pretty forgetful, though, so maybe it became such a perfect copy that it imitated that aspect of you as well. Oh, that damn Tomokazuki. It knows my every weakness. Now that you mention it, though, I think I do remember that story from when I was younger. I guess the fact that I forgot the story really proves how forgetful I am, huh? No worries. It was a while ago, you know? Should we think again? No, same thought, okay. What happened afterwards? So did anything happen after you took its hand? I don't really remember. When I came to, I was back outside the hole. And it said, dive failed or something. I thought maybe I'd blacked out due to a lack of oxygen, and it had been some sort of hallucination. I see. Yeah, I guess that's possible. But if that's the case, that means I stopped you just to talk about some hallucination I saw, and that would be super embarrassing. Some people do say that Tomokazuki legends might have come about because the divers seeing things when they ran out of air. Because of divers seeing things. Okay, I said that right. But hey, it's no big deal even if it was a hallucination. The most important thing is you're safe. Still, I can't help but wonder about a hole suddenly appearing like that. Yeah, it's pretty weird. By the way, you know those symbols on your diving gear? Symbols? Yep, Simon and Domon. The Ama divers around here all have them somewhere on their outfits. Oh, this was my mom's gear, so I didn't know. People say those symbols work as a charm to protect divers from the Tomokazuki. Interesting. But if I ran into the Tomokazuki just now, wouldn't that mean the charm didn't work? Maybe. But it could be thanks to the charm that you made it back safely. The sea's a dangerous place, even without the Tomokazuki around. Things could have been even worse without the charm to protect you. I see. So without this charm, I really could have been attacked by a shark. Glad I had it then. Seriously, a shark would have been no laughing matter. Tomokazuki. A long time ago, in a small village on one of the islands of the Ise Sea, there lived a young Ama diver known for her exceptional swimming skills. One day, the wind was strong and the waves were higher than usual. Undeterred by the turbulent weather, the young diver dove into the sea, but couldn't find even the smallest shell to bring back, let alone any abalone. Determined to find something, she dove even deeper into the ocean, until she paused, sensing a presence behind her. Turning, she felt an undeniable sense that someone was watching her from a shadowy crevice in the rock. Finding this strange, she ventured closer, only to come face to face with a diver who looked exactly like her. As she floated there, stunned, the other diver extended her hand. And it was an abalone, larger than any she had ever seen. The young diver was mesmerized. She had to have that abalone no matter what. She reached out her hand to take it. Suddenly, when her fingers were mere inches away from the abalone, the other diver's hand shot out and grasped her arm. Shocked, the young diver frantically struggled to pull away. But it was too late. Slowly, inevitably, she was dragged down into the depths of the ocean. Over time, this being came to be known as Tomokazuki, Together Diver, due to it taking on an identical appearance to its victims. Divers are warned never to accept Tomokazuki's offerings in the depths, lest they suffer the same fate. The Tomokazuki is still greatly feared by Ama divers in modern times, and the Saimon and Domon symbols inscribed on items they take with them when diving are charms said to protect them from it. That's interesting. I wonder if that's true or if it's just made up for the story. I don't know anymore because they did that thing at the beginning. Saimon and Domon. Protective symbols widely worn by the Ama divers in Shima and Toba. The star-shaped symbol is known as Simon, and the lattice-like symbol is known as Domon. The two symbols are often embroidered side by side or drawn on clothing using purple dye made from shells. They are worn by Ama divers when diving to ward off potential disasters that might befall them at sea. Let's take a look at the ocean. Kamishima is located in the waters near the entrance to Ise Bay. As such, there are strict regulations on both the times and places Ama diving is allowed. Just trying to see if there's anything more to look at. Fishing boat. This fishing boat, the Saiyon Maru, belongs to Azami's family. I don't have a boat of my own, so Azami was kind enough to bring it out for me. It used to belong to his dad, so it's getting on in years, but he takes good care of it. It seems he's hoping to keep using it for years to come. Okay, I think that's all there is to look at. Let's continue talking. Hey, Azami, about the Tomokazuki just now. Yeah? Recollection. Interesting. That's new. It really wants me to click on it. A big old finger popped up. Do you think it has anything to do with what we're looking into? What are we looking into? Unlock past recollection chapter. Yuza Minakuchi. Something I want to do. Okay, so we're gonna have like a flashback? Oh, here's this guy, storyteller. My apologies for the interruption. I'd like to take this chance to inform you about a unique ability of yours, the recollection feature. But to make things clear, I must first tell you about the story chart. From here on, you will return to this screen, the story chart, at breaks in the story. You see, the story you will witness will not necessarily unfold in chronological order. This screen will allow you to see where each chapter lies in the grand scheme of things, as well as select where you wish to proceed to next. If the icon for a chapter is not dim, that indicates it has not been fully completed. Generally speaking, completing a chapter will unlock the chapter immediately after it. However, there will occasionally be times when a recollection button will appear during the story, as you experienced just now. Pressing this button will allow you to delve into a memory evoked by certain words in the text, which will in turn unlock a new chapter, a past recollection chapter, for you to experience. A most remarkable ability, is it not? Once you have unlocked such a chapter, it will become available in the story chart for you to peruse as you wish. This ability will be key in unraveling the tale before you, so do be sure to press the recollection button when you see it come up. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Okay. If so, could your mom have become an Ama diver because she wanted to find the Tomokazuki? But she wouldn't have worn something with this charm on it if that were true, right? Good point. It's interesting because we got this whole recollection thing, but then like we didn't get to go into the recollection. I'm a little confused by that. I guess it'll be available on the story chart now. Maybe that's what he was saying, and I can look at it later or something. Is all you wanted to talk about? There's more. No, there's more. Actually, this might be the most important part. I realize there's something I need to do after this. Something really important. Hey, so you found a lead down there after all. I'm serious. If I don't pull this off, something terrible is going to happen. Hey, I believe you. Go on. Tell me everything. Okay, now we can go back and do the recollection thing. Okay, interesting. And these aren't darkened, so that means that there's still more to explore with that stuff, right? So there's something more that could have happened in the underwater gathering? Huh, interesting. Something I want to do. Let's go back and do that. See what this is all about. Something I want to do. Yuza Minakuchi. Recollection. The day before he sets off for the sea as an ama diver, Yuza Minakuchi asks Azami Kumoi to meet him at the Kantekisho ruins. I also forgot a space there. August 6th, 1980-something, afternoon, Kamishima. I see. If you say you want to be an ama diver, then of course you've got my full support. But something tells me you're not just doing this for Suyu. People are bound to talk if you become an ama diver here. You must have some other reason, one big enough to risk everyone running their mouths. I knew I couldn't hide anything from you, Azami. Wouldn't take me even 0.2 seconds to see through one of your lies. So what's up? Tell me everything. Let's think real quick, see what's on our mind. I should be able to tell Azami everything, right? Surroundings. These are the ruins of an old wartime building, the Kantekisho. The building's been abandoned, so hardly anyone ever comes here, which makes it the perfect place for private meetings. Kantekisho ruins. That almost looks, that's like really well done. Almost looks like semi-photoreal. Looks pretty good. The remains of this wartime structure are located atop a hill in eastern Kamishima. It was constructed to observe the impact points of shells fired from a test firing range operated by the former Army Ministry at Cape Irago on the opposite shore. Similar observation facilities were also built on Sugashima Island and in Ijika, a town on the Shima Peninsula. Having been abandoned after the Second World War, the observation post has since fallen into disrepair, and entry is now forbidden to the general public. Even though he's got a lot on his plate, Azami agreed to meet up the moment I said something. He's been looking out for me ever since I came back. I couldn't ask for a better friend. Nothing else to think about or look at. Talk. Hey, Azami. What I'm about to say is going to sound pretty crazy. You still want to hear it? Sure, bring it on. Thanks. I'll come right out and say it then. I'm looking for a mermaid, and I need to find one by tomorrow. Wow, okay. Oh, a mermaid, huh? And by tomorrow at that. That's gonna be tough. I'm being serious. In fact, I've never been more serious. I really do have to find a mermaid by tomorrow. I can tell you're not joking by the look on your face. You've got some sort of reason for saying this, right? Go on. I'm listening. Thanks, Azami. Should I think again? Anything new? Nope. Mermaid search reason. Is it okay if I talk a little about the disaster 5 years ago? The disaster, huh? If you're okay with it, sure. I was in middle school at the time, and my parents had taken me out into the bay on a little fishing boat. This massive storm came out of nowhere and sank all 3 fishing boats that got caught up in it. I was the only one who survived. Yeah, it was really terrible. The Southern Sea Disaster. A localized storm that broke out in the sea to the south of Kamishima around 5 years ago, resulting in a maritime accident in which a total of 10 people went missing. Overview. 3 fishing vessels that had set out to sea from Kamishima were suddenly caught in an unanticipated storm and foundered, leaving all but one of the 11 fishermen and ama divers aboard missing. When the ships were later dredged up and searched, not a single body was discovered. The sole survivor was Yuza Minakuchi, who was a middle school student at the time. His parents, Tosuke Minakuchi and Mare Minakuchi, as well as Azami Kumoi's father, Kyokichi Kumoi, were among the victims. Locals in the area reportedly heard an eerie rumbling from the sea on the morning of the incident. List of casualties. Medium-sized fishing vessel Daiichi Kyosui Maru foundered. Captain Kyokichi Kumoi and all 5 crew members reported missing. 2. Small-sized fishing vessel Ome Maru foundered. Captain Yukiji Nishikawa and 1 passenger, identity unknown, reported missing. Small-sized fishing vessel Minakuchi Maru foundered. Captain Tosuke Minakuchi and 1 other crew member reported missing. 1 passenger recovered with slight injuries. Dissociative amnesia due to psychological trauma. Okay, so Yuza also had amnesia then. The sole survivor. When the boat the Minakuchi family was on was about to sink, Made and Tosuke Minakuchi put a life buoy on their son, Yuza, and helped him escape the boat before the waves engulfed it. Despite the slim chances of survival in such a dire situation, Yuza was miraculously found drifting in the sea the next day, still wearing the life buoy, and was successfully rescued. Although he had no external injuries, the shock of the accident had left him in a state of confusion, and he has little memory of what happened at that time. After the accident plunged Kamishima into a state of deep sorrow. Fishermen and ama divers temporarily stopped fishing to mourn, and a memorial was erected to honor the lost. Perhaps due to his memory loss, the sole survivor, Yuza, appeared relatively composed in contrast to the grief of those around him. Many found this unnerving, and Yuza became increasingly isolated from the rest of the community. Azami Kumoi, himself having lost his father in the accident, tried to support him however he could, reasoning that he was still better off than Yuza, who had lost both his parents before his very eyes. As investigations continued, questions arose about what the Minakuchi family had been doing in the vicinity of the disaster despite not having gone out to fish. Yuza only remembered his parents telling him to come with them, and the purpose of their excursion remains unclear to this day. It was not long before speculation began that Mare Minakuchi had done something to incur the wrath of the god of the sea, and the islanders, already suspicious of her due to her mysterious background, were quick to condemn her, citing the sudden, localized nature of the storm. In contrast, only words of sympathy were spoken for her husband, Tosuke. As rumors that Mare had brought disaster to Kamishima continued to spread, Yuza's grandmother, Tsuyu Minakuchi, sent him away from the island to board at the high school of the mainland. She had sensed the islanders' resentment beginning to turn toward Yuza and hoped to shield him from becoming an even greater target of their ire. Okay, so that's explaining a little bit more about how people treated him different after that. Even now, 5 years after the accident, feelings of animosity towards Mare Minakuchi remain deeply ingrained in the people of Kamishima. With the truth of the accident still shrouded in mystery, deep scars and suspicions continue to linger in the hearts of many of the islanders. Huh. Interesting. So, what about the disaster did you want to talk about? Well, I've recently started to remember some things about what happened. For real? I know your memories of the disaster were kind of hazy due to the shock. But it's great that you're starting to remember. Oh, but I guess it's not exactly something you'd want to remember, huh? Sorry for getting all fired up. It's okay. It actually hasn't bothered me as much as I thought it would. Thanks for worrying about me, though. It's just that the things I've remembered are a bit strange, so I couldn't bring myself to say anything. Sorry for keeping quiet up until now. Strange, huh? Well, I can see why you'd want to keep it to yourself, all things considered. Don't sweat it. So, about the accident. When we ran into the storm, our boat got caught in a whirlpool and started to sink. My parents gave me a life buoy and lowered me into the water. They were frantic, and I was too stunned to do anything but go along with what was happening. I can imagine. That must have been really scary. The waves were knocking me around, so it took everything I had to hold onto the buoy. In the end, I just watched as the boat was swallowed by the water. I couldn't do anything else. There wasn't anything you could have done. It wasn't your fault, Yuza. But right after that, this huge wave came crashing down on me. I got dragged down into the depths of the sea, life buoy and all. Huh? You got pulled under? But I thought... Yeah, up until now I thought I managed to miraculously stay afloat until I got rescued. But I remember now. I was pulled down underneath the waves. I remember being caught in a current and tossed all about underwater. I couldn't breathe. I was so sure I was going to die there. But then someone grabbed my hand. Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying? I was barely conscious by that point, so it's not like I saw them clearly or anything. But I'm certain someone was there with me. Someone who grabbed hold of me and pulled me to safety. And from what I remember... You're saying they were a mermaid? Exactly. So you were saved by a mermaid. I'm sure of it, and it looked exactly like what first comes to mind when you hear the word mermaid. A real mermaid, huh? But it was a really extreme situation, so it's entirely possible I was just seeing things. Which would mean I called you out here just to talk about some hallucination I had. And if that's the case... Man, he said this twice now, like almost the exact same thing. Like, I've stopped you just to talk about this hallucination. I've called you out here just to talk about some hallucination. I'm going to be super embarrassed. I mean, you're standing here talking to me now, right? So you must have gotten out of that situation somehow. And I can't imagine any normal person being able to stay afloat in a storm like that, let alone managing to save someone. Have they used Google Translate? Oh yeah, you think that's what they did, and that's why it sounds like exactly the same thing? Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe they didn't do quite enough to translate it into like the way an English person would say it? I don't know. I'm not sure. I just think it's funny that he said nearly the same thing twice. But they were in two different scenes, I guess. But it's just like something he's constantly worried about. It's like, oh man, I'm wasting time with these hallucinations. Oh man, everybody's gonna hate me. It's like, chill, dude. You're going through some traumatic shit. It's all good. Same, you'd have to be some sort of superhuman or something. Or not human at all. Man, who would have guessed there were mermaids here in Issei? If I really was saved by a mermaid, I owe them my life. I'd like to thank them in person if possible. Makes sense. So that's why you're looking for them, huh? Well, if you manage to find them, I've got to thank them for saving you too. So I was thinking of heading to where the disaster happened and diving there to see if I can find anything. Wait. Are you sure? You almost died there. I'll be fine. In fact, since I've never gone near there since the disaster happened, I was also thinking, I'd like to do something to honor my parents and your dad's memory. Yeah, I'd like to at least offer flowers, if nothing else. The others here have always kept their distance, but it's not like going there is forbidden or anything. Let's do it. Thanks, Azami. I owe you one. Shall we think again? Nope. Always the same thing. They should put like a little check mark on the think thing to let me know. There's nothing new here. Mermaid search leads. But there's no guarantee the mermaid will still be around there, right? I'm thinking it'd be good to have more of a lead before we head out there. About that, do you mind if I say something crazy? Again? Sure, what's up? You remember my mom, right? Of course I remember Miss Made. Well, she wasn't originally from Kamishima, but she met my dad when she moved here and ended up marrying him. But even to me, she never seemed to really fit in here. Well, I can't really disagree there. She never spoke to me much either. Some people even outright told me not to talk to her, you know? She said she was suspicious because we didn't know anything about her, stuff like that. I guess that's understandable. She didn't really involve herself in community activities and almost never participated in local events. It felt like she was always keeping her distance from the other islanders somehow. 20 years here and she was still considered an outsider. Yeah, I never knew how to bring it up to you, but I always kind of wondered. Was there some sort of reason for that? Not as far as I know. Dad and Gran never seemed to mind, so I figured that's just how she was. And looking back at things now, it was pretty weird. Mare Minikuchi. Yuza Minakuchi's mother, having gone missing in the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster 5 years ago, she was declared dead a year later after search parties found no sign of her. More than 20 years ago, Mare Somekawa. Yeah, Somekawa. I'm just seeing the word some, and I want to say Somekawa, but I'm pretty sure it's Somekawa. Arrived on Kamishima with no possessions to her name, expressing that she had taken a liking to the local environment and wanted to move there. However, she remained tight-lipped about her background, only revealing that she was from a small town out of the mountains and that she had had to leave her home for undisclosed reasons. And although her request to move to Kamishima was accepted, many islanders remained suspicious of her. After settling on the island, she showed an interest in the Ama lifestyle and eventually took it up after displaying a talent for freediving, with Tsuyu Minakuchi acting as her instructor. During this time, she grew close to Tosuke Minakuchi, Tsuyu's only son, and eventually married him a few years later. The two would go on to have a son of their own, whom they named Yuza. Despite this, Made was unable to fully shake the air of mystery that surrounded her, and many islanders continued to question whether her presence on the island might cause trouble down the line. Something of a free spirit, her nonconformist ways and somewhat naive personality meant that she was often absent from local activities, leading to further criticism from a portion of the population. Some also reported frequently spotting her wandering the island after she first moved here, seemingly looking for something, or catching sight of her doing something on the shore in the middle of the night. Fortunately, her mother-in-law, Tsuyu Minakuchi, was a person who of no small influence in Kamishima, and no one dared to openly persecute Made under Tsuyu's watchful eye. The three generations lived peacefully under the same roof for more than 10 years, until the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster tore them apart. Since her disappearance in the disaster 5 years prior, a growing number of people have accused her of somehow being responsible, citing her various instances of suspicious behavior as justification. It seems like that is pretty suspicious. I think I guess it could be weird. What if she was the mermaid somehow? Weird. It definitely seems like it's trying to stage her for having some sort of weird thing she had going on. She's somehow involved. But maybe she was the one that saved Yuzu. Or Yazu or whatever. No, Yuza, sorry. She saved Yuza, like it was her own son, and maybe she somehow was the mermaid or something, or triggered that somehow. I don't know. Weird. She's got them sleepy eyes. Well, I guess even I thought she was a bit of an oddball at times. You say that, but I think you're getting to be pretty similar to her. What? Really? Yep. What's that saying? Marching to the beat of your own drum? You're both like that. Really? I never realized. I've been so blind. A blind fool. Yep, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Huh? Think? Okay, it's the same thing every time. I don't know why I keep doing it. Mermaid search leads again. But why'd you bring up your mom all of a sudden? Well, looking back now, there were a few things that always bothered me. Oh? For a start, no one ever told me where my mom was from. She was also a natural at ama diving, but I never saw her eat any seafood. And sometimes at night, she'd suddenly say she wanted to go look at the sea before going out and not coming back for hours. Huh. I guess that is all pretty weird, yeah. That's not all. When I was sorting through my mom's belongings, I found this. We usually keep it in the family altar, but I brought it along today to show you. What is that? A fish scale? It's huge. It's got to be at least 7 or 8 centimeters long. I always just figured she'd held onto it because it was a rare find. But once I remembered the mermaid, I began to wonder. What fish could this scale have come from? And why was my mom holding onto it? Whoa, hold it right there. You're not saying. I am. The mermaid who'd rescued me back then was my mom, myself, Azami. My mom, that's what I was thinking this whole time. I think it was my mom. What do you think? I don't know. It's pretty out there. Could that even be possible? So your theory is your mom used to be a mermaid, but she became a human so she could live among us? Yeah, but she turned back into a mermaid when the disaster happened and wasn't able to come back afterwards. How does that sound? I don't know. But after hearing your story, can't just dismiss it out of hand either. If that's really the case, and my mom really is still out there in the sea somewhere, even if in a different form, I was thinking it'd be nice if I could see her again. It might be because they're still treated as missing instead of dead, but it still hasn't really sunk in that my parents are gone. I know what you mean. Sometimes it feels like my pops is just going to show up at home again like nothing ever happened. Though even if your mom's alive, I guess it'd be hard for her to show up if she's back in her mermaid form now. If my mom really does have some sort of connection to mermaids, then maybe that was the reason she never really fit in here. Might help clear up any mistaken impressions the others have of her anyway. I see. So you think that by trying out ama diving, like your mom did, you might be able to find something out. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll run into a mermaid in the process. Yeah. And if I really am descended from mermaids somehow, it's possible that diving might awaken something in me. Oh, right. I hadn't thought of that. I guess if your legs suddenly become fins, we'll know for sure you're a second-generation mermaid. Okay, I think I've gotten the gist of what you want to do now. Thanks for understanding, Azami. I haven't been happy with how people have been treating you ever since the disaster, either. And what they say about your mom. If there's anything I can do to clear the air, I want to help. Thanks. I appreciate it. Though I don't know how people will react if you suddenly start talking about mermaids. Might be best to keep quiet about that part for now, and just say you're looking into your mom. What do you think? Yeah, I think that would be best. Okay, now we've got that settled. How about we head out tomorrow morning? That sound good to you? Yep, I've been doing some training in secrets, so I'm all set. Okay, can we think anything new? Nope. What to do next? Still, having to find a mermaid by tomorrow is pretty sudden. What's up with the tight deadline? Well, sorry, I can't say right now. If we manage to find one, I'll explain everything, I promise. Well, as long as you tell me later, it's all good. Oh, here's an idea. If you're in that much of a rush, how about we talk to Tsukasa and Sato? Maybe they'll be able to help us out. I wonder. It would be nice to have more help. But would they even believe me? The whole thing is pretty crazy after all. Besides, Tsukasa's going back to the mainland soon. I'd hate to bother her now. True. Still, knowing Tsukasa, she might be surprisingly on board with the whole thing.
See, I knew he'd be here.
Oh god, we got caught! Whoa, speak of the devil!
When did you two get here? Oh, talking about something you didn't want us to hear, were you? Boys will be boys, I guess.
Childhood friend, Tsukasa Awao? I don't know how to say her last name. A girl born and raised in Kamishima, she has a bright, friendly nature and an inquisitive personality. Currently in her second year of high school, she boasts excellent grades and a sharp intuition. She has been staying at a relative's house in Ise City since last year in order to attend an all-girls high school on the mainland, and is currently back on Kamishima for summer break. Despite this, she frequently makes trips back to the island on weekends, and has been trying her hand at underwater gatherings since the current diving season began. Having long been interested in the Amma lifestyle, her estimated diver rank is 6. However, her teachers have been strongly encouraging her to aim for a national university. She has been friends with Azami Kumoi and Yuza Minakuchi since childhood, with their close rapport making up for the difference in academic years. And it was more common to find her playing with the two boys than with girls her own age until middle school. However, since leaving the island to attend high school, she has grown more conscious of their age difference and has put some distance between herself and them. She hit it off immediately with Sato Shiranami, a girl who came to Kamishima to lodge with the Wakamadas a few months ago, and was looking forward to showing her around the island and helping her adapt to life here whenever she returns home. 18 years ago, her still pregnant mother, Nagasai Awao, moved to Kamishima alone before giving birth to Tsukasa shortly afterwards. Tsukasa subsequently grew up in a single mother household, although she used to occasionally ask her mother about her father, her questions were always evaded, so she has since stopped inquiring. However, the fact that her mother never seems to have any financial difficulty despite not working has led her to quietly suspect he might still be involved in some way. Huh, what a crazy scenario there. Christ, I'm so glad you're reading this. My brain can't cope. Of course, dude. This is one of those games. I think it'd be crazy if someone were to stream a game like this and not read it for like the viewer. Like, I don't think I could be there and be involved in the game if the streamer wasn't reading, right? I've watched some people like for a little bit play Ace Attorney that way, and I always just thought that was crazy. It's like you're not reading it aloud, you're just reacting to what you just read, and what I'm supposed to be reading it with you, but they read way faster than I do. So it's like, good thing I played this before, because frick, dude, I would have no idea what's going on. Streaming it and reading it in your head, right? That's crazy to me. Like, then why even stream this type of game? Just read it by yourself, right? Which I think is kind of interesting. Is that one thing I've noticed since I stopped streaming for like 2 years, is that I don't really play these games if I don't stream them. Like, I think I like reading it aloud because it helps me like get involved in the story a lot more. So when I read it in my head, I don't know, I just feel like I'm not having as good a time. And so it's like, man, these are just like things I should stream, I guess. Even though I don't think these are popular streams of mine. I do just prefer to read it out loud, and when I stream, I feel pressured to do that, and then I get more into it. So there you go. But yeah, you're welcome, dude. Hopefully you're thinking it's interesting. I think the story's interesting so far. Hey, you got us all wrong. We weren't talking about anything like that. Yeah, you gotta hear me out, Tsukasa. I was powerless to resist. Wait, what? Dude, what are you trying to... I refused at first, but Azami insisted, and... Oh? Tell me more. You might as well admit it, Yuza. And Sato, what's with the sudden keen interest? Yeah, they're making this sound very different than what it was. Like me playing Factario. I don't know what it means. Then you explain it in Aaron, and then I get it. Hey, there you go. Glad I can be of service. Enigmatic girl. Sato oh God, this is always one I screw up on. Shiranami. Shiranami. Okay. You have to see the syllables. I'm probably still screwing it up, but you know, I'm trying over here. A mysterious girl currently lodging in Shinobu Wakamura, a local Kamishima magnate. Roughly 3 months ago, Sato suddenly arrived on Kamishima claiming that she was the child of a relative of the Wakamuras. She showed no sign of attending school or doing any sort of work, instead spending her days holed up in the Wakamura household, leading many islanders to wonder just who she is and what she's doing there. Those who knew about Wakamura's high-interest money lending behind the scenes speculate that she might be the daughter of one of his borrowers, sent to work as a domestic servant to pay off a debt. But Sato herself is extremely easygoing and doesn't seem to be bothered by the endless rumors. A huge television fan, she spends much of her spare time glued to the set in the Wakamura household, with her most recent obsessions being soap operas and 2-hour thrillers. However, she isn't all that fond of period dramas. Okay, that's interesting. Why do we need to know that last bit? She sounds like me. I watch a lot of TV. She is good friends with Tsukasa Awao, who is close to her in age, and the two can often be seen enjoying themselves wandering the island together. Okay, I gotta look up how to pronounce this last name. I am butchering the crap out of this. Oh, I totally misspelled that. Hold on, typo. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, I think I actually, maybe I got it. Awao? Yeah, Awao. Wa. Sounds like wa as in water. A is ah. Yeah, I got it. Awao. Wow. I'm surprised by that. I thought I was screwing that up, but it is Awao. God, let's all calm down, okay? It's not like that. We were having a perfectly normal conversation.
Yeah, sure. Anyway.
Hey, don't just brush me off. You're getting pretty worked up, Azami. Don't act all innocent. You're the one who caused this mess, you know.
Sorry to interrupt your fun, but I really did have something to say. Folks are worried you haven't shown up to the association meeting, Azami. You should probably get going.
Oh, damn, the meeting. It totally slipped my mind. Sorry, Yuza. I gotta go for now, but I'll get in touch later. No problem. Thanks for coming even though you're so busy.
I guess we'll be on our way too then. Sorry, but we've got some important business of our own to handle. We won't be able to help out with whatever you're up to.
Oh, we got a recollection, huh? Boing. Unlock past recollection chapter. Sato Shiranami. Advice. So I have another flashback we gotta do. So you did hear what we were talking about?
Only the part where my name came up. I didn't want to be nosy, though.
I see. Well, thanks for coming all the way out here to get Azami.
I don't know what you guys are up to, but you've piqued my interest. Be sure to tell me all about it later, Kay? Anyway, see you later. Come on, Sato. Roger. Oh, one more thing. You better not forget about the day after tomorrow. Tell Azami he'd better remember too.
Sure. I'll tell him later. What is that? Is there like some party or something we're supposed to do?
Maybe it's a birthday party?
Back to the chapter list. Okay, so that's what they look like when they're complete, I guess. Does that mean this one's complete? Because it's kind of like not colored in too. I think that might be what that's saying. So now we can do Sato's thing here. So we'll do that next, but I'm going to use the restroom really quick. So yeah, I'll be right back. Don't go away. There's more after this. All right, I'm back. Objection. All right, here we go. Speaking of objection, I should get back to those games at some point too. Maybe I'll do one of those after I'm done this. All right, let's see. Everything's good. Man, it looks like the YouTube's on a pretty hard delay, but that's okay. All right, everything's going. Here we go. So this is called advice. It's Sato's perspective, I guess. Having grown close to each other, Tsukasa Awo tells Sato Shiranami that she has something important to discuss.
Sato, you got a sec? So, I was hoping to get a bit of advice. Thing is, you're the only one I can really talk to about this. Sure, what's up? If you've got a problem, leave it to me. Kameshima's living, walking, talking encyclopedia. Wow, that's a pretty impressive title, Miss Encyclopedia. Although, I think the walking, talking kind of implies you're living already. Either way, I hope you can help. You know that even if it kills me, I'll squeeze every last brain cell I've got to help you, Tsukasa. Right. But you're supposed to be a living encyclopedia, so please don't go dying on me. Thanks for being there for me, though. Come on, let's go somewhere with no one else around, then.
August 6, 1980-something in the morning.
Woman, pardon me a moment, young ladies. Yes? You mean us? Yes, sorry for the trouble, but I was hoping to get some directions. Oh, are you here sightseeing? Welcome to Kameshima. I'm afraid it's not quite as relaxing as sightseeing. We're looking for a Wakamura residence. Would you happen to know where it is? The Wakamura residence? May I ask who you are? Oh, of course. Please, pardon my manners. My name is Yumiko Shiki, a housewife from over in Tokyo.
Tokyo housewife. Yumiko Shiki.
Oh, a housewife. And this here is Sodo Kiryu?
Kiryu, like from Yakuza.
He's something like an assistant to me.
My pleasure. Yumiko's assistant, Sodo Kiryu. Profile's updated. Let's read about him. Oh, we don't know much. A housewife from Tokyo who came to Kameshima to visit Wakamura. I wonder if these will get like fleshed out over time. Will it like more stuff will appear maybe? A man who visited Kameshima alongside Yumiko Shiki. Man, very robust profiles. Totally worth clicking into.
Oh, you must be guests for the old man. The Wakamura's home is just right up the slope after you head through that alley. It's a bit of a maze, though. Want me to show you? Ah, so it was that way. Thank you, but I believe we can manage from here. Believe it or not, we've been running all around the region. We're quite used to the area now.
Okay, now there's a recollection again. Dude, that's just... We're chaining the recollections, dude. Oh, God. A dead body? Unlock past recollection chapter Yumiko Shiki. Futamigaura investigation? Futamigaru. Oh, man, when you have like the 3-letter ones, I get really confused. Futamigaura. Gaura investigation?
Got it. Take care then.
Ma'am, is something the matter?
No, it's nothing. I'll tell you later. We'll be on our way then. Sorry for stopping you. Huh. Those two had a really strange vibe. The old man sure gets some unusual guests. Yeah, there's something about them. Don't you think that's the kind of aura that sorcerers would give off? I know what you're getting at. I've heard those rumors too. Everyone's saying that old man Wakamura has been super reliant on some shady sorcerer lately.
What? A sorcerer? Oh, okay. We haven't even seen this guy yet. Shinobu Wakamura. That's the old man, the local magnate. Honestly, I can't even think. What does magnate mean? I feel like I've heard that word plenty of times, but I don't know what exactly what it means. Define magnate. As an individual possessing significant wealth, power, or influence, typically with a specific business or industry or field. Okay, I guess that's what I would have thought it meant. Just like a big businessman. All right, interesting. The single most influential person in Kamishima, although born to an ordinary fishing family on the island, he entered his 20s during the post-war economic boom, and through tireless work and juggling multiple side jobs, he managed to amass a small fortune over the years. He went on to invest his fortune into the development of Kamishima, not only upgrading its fishing equipment, but also improving the island's infrastructure to entice businesses to set up shop on the island. Efforts that have earned him the appreciation of people all over the island. He currently holds many key positions on the island, including serving as the head of the Kamishima Fisheries Cooperative Association, and it is said that his appointment as the next mayor of Kamishima is all but confirmed. Although admired for his many contributions to Kamishima's development, his personality leaves much to be desired, with many stories of him using force to get things to go his way. He is often high-handed in his dealings with others, fully aware that his position makes it difficult to oppose him. Having moved his main home and base of operations to the mainland many years prior, there are abundant rumors that he has since added loan sharking and land grabbing to the list of ways he's willing to add to his sizable fortune. It is said that he has recently become an ardent devotee of a certain famous sorcerer in Tokyo, and often relies on their guidance when making decisions. Weird. It's crazy. I always think it's kind of interesting how these stories kind of work this way, where it's like some guy who sounds like he did a lot of really good stuff for the community at first, you know, bringing businesses to the island and stuff, and, you know, upgrading the fishing equipment. Everybody's happy about that, but then he became so rich that he just started being a piece of shit, trying to become richer for some fucking reason. It's like, ain't that always the way? Money changes people, dude. Very stereotypical.
They did say they were from Tokyo. Maybe they really are sorcerers. Yeah, whatever. Come on, Sato, let's go. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to the bay. We're at Chuo Street, and we're going to the bay. Same day in the afternoon. Kamishima Bay.
Okay, this spot should work fine. Oh man, now that I'm actually about to talk about it, I'm getting super nervous.
Let's think.
Tsukasa's asking me for advice? Something must really be weighing on her. She's usually so quick to decide and act on anything. This is rare for her.
Let's take a look at the surroundings.
This little bay is quite hard to find, so hardly anyone ever comes here, including tourists. Which makes it a great place to talk in secret. Now that we're here to talk, she suddenly looks like she can't get the words out. Maybe I should be the one to nudge and ask from my side.
Didn't I already click on surroundings? But it's still... Or maybe I didn't.
The sound of the waves and cicadas surround us. It's your typical summer day.
Okay, you got surroundings. Oh, I can even look around. Oh, cool. I forget. I can do that. Maybe there's something else to look at. And they really work on a lot of artwork for this. This is cool. I wonder if they like take pictures of actual places and then like illustrate them. I think that'd be a pretty good method.
Alrighty, you said you wanted some advice, so let's hear it. How can I help you, Miss Tsukasa? Well, I do want your advice. But I'm not really sure where to start. Wow, I guess this really isn't an easy topic for her. In that case, let me start her off with another topic to loosen her up.
Talk about advice, talk about summer break, talk about TV shows. You know this girl wants to talk about TV shows. That's all she fucking does, apparently. Let's talk about summer break.
I guess you'll be heading back to the mainland soon now that the Obon holidays are over. Yeah, I head back to my boarding school in 3 days, so I've only got until the day after tomorrow to take it easy here. Right. Time sure flew by. I'm really gonna miss you. Me too. Only 2 days left, huh? 2 days. What am I gonna do? Guess whatever she wants advice on is time sensitive?
Still more to talk about summer break. Let's keep going.
So the plans you were talking about for the day are after tomorrow. I guess it's a get-together with the others before you head back? Yeah, that's right. Plans with Azami and Yuza. I couldn't give them much time to this trip, so I figured they might be feeling a bit left out. Makes sense. You're pretty close friends. Totally. Even growing up, they still do the dumbest stuff. Just can't leave them be. Maybe I should leave you all to enjoy it without me then? No way! They're the lucky ones to have someone as cute as you come along with me.
Goes back to her worried face. Alright, still talking about summer break.
Man, I can't believe my summer break's already coming to an end. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Alright, that was it. Talk about TV shows.
Oh, Tsukasa, that reminds me. Did you catch the 2-hour suspense drama the other day? Ah, right. You said you were looking forward to it. I didn't see it. Mom was watching a period drama. Darn, that actor you like had a good part. He turned out to be the killer, though. I wish I could have watched it. You did just kind of spoil it, though. Wish we had a VCR like yours. You can record music shows and watch them over and over, right? That sounds amazing. Not many houses on the island have one, though.
So this is like, what, early 90s? Oh, no, it did say that. We're in the 80s. We're late 80s. Well, 80-something. 80X, right? I forgot.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a luxury, but being able to record and keep TV programs is the best. You love TV way more than I do. It's great you can enjoy it whenever you like.
It's like having TiVo back in the day, dude. TiVo was pretty sick. Now everything's just on demand anyways. Oh, is there more to, like, look at with her?
Okay, a little small talk, and she seems to have calmed down a bit.
And let's talk about TV shows some more.
You really can't get enough of your TV. Huh? You think I watch too much? How much do you watch this summer?
Or did you watch?
Well... I guess I'm pretty much always watching whenever I'm home. Ha, nice. You should thank old man Wakamura for letting you watch as much as you want. You're hardly ever allowed to watch TV at boarding school. Even at home, I'm always fighting over what to watch with Ma. Makes it damn hard for me to keep up with the conversations at school, you know? TV's just got too much influence on everyone. Can't blame him either. It's pretty fun.
Agreed. TV is pretty fun. Let's talk about it some more.
Speaking of TV, I saw something on the morning news. Yeah? What happened? They said an Ama diver on the mainland went missing at sea. Ah, yeah, I saw that too. I hope they find her safe. Apparently they're still searching, but it goes to show how dangerous being an Ama diver is. Yeah, even I've had a couple of moments out there that have been way too close. When the catch is right in front of you, it's easy to think you can go a little bit further and end up pushing it just too far. Sounds scary. You be careful out there. Now to think about it, a little while back, there was that story about old human bones found on the seabed near Toba. Whoa, I never heard about that one. That really happened? Creepy. Maybe it was someone who went missing at sea. I just hope it isn't like a curse or anything. Yeah, the sea can be pretty scary. The old Ama grannies always told us, "We islanders live with the sea. Never forget how fearsome it can be." That's why the Ama divers wear charms and mind the proper rites, right? Yeah, gratitude, manners, and restraint toward the sea are never to be forgotten. That's the first thing they teach you when you start diving.
All right, have we loosened her up enough to talk about the other stuff? No, still got to talk about TV show.
You know, Sato, compared to when you first arrived on the island, you really brightened up. Might be thanks to all the TV. Oh? Was I really that gloomy before? Yeah, up till about a month ago, it felt like there was a little cloud hanging over whenever we spoke. It was like you were kind of depressed all the time, like nothing in the world really mattered to you. Oof, so that's how I came off. Sorry for being such a downer. Yeah, you didn't crack jokes like you do now, either. But this you? Way better. Having fun stuff going on really brought you to life. Makes sense. I'll try to keep up the positivity.
Now we're done with TV shows. Now we can talk about the advice. Get down to business.
Okay, I'm ready. I'll just say it. Go ahead. So the thing is, I think I like someone. All right, go on. We'll hardly get to see each other anymore soon. I want to tell him how I feel while I'm still on the island. Makes sense. I'll help however I can. As Kameshima's living encyclopedia, I've seen this all on TV before. I probably know a thing or two that can help, for sure. Yeah, you don't sound all that confident, which makes me kind of a little nervous, but I can tell you mean it. Thanks. I just don't really know what to do.
Should we think again?
So, Tsukasa's got someone she likes. I never expected the talk to go on in this direction.
To go in this direction.
But I want her to be happy, so I'll support her no matter what happens. So which of the two is the lucky guy? Huh? Who do you mean? Oh, no way. Don't tell me you think I like Azami or Yuza. Wait, you mean it's not one of them? Haha, me falling for one of them? Not a chance. They're basically like brothers to me. I could never picture a romantic relationship with them. Oops, sorry, I just assumed. I call myself the living, walking, talking encyclopedia and brag that I've seen it all on TV, but I guess I don't really know anything. Sorry, this is so embarrassing. I'm gonna go die now. Whoa, don't sweat it, really, no dying. But then, who is it? No point dragging it out, so I'll just tell you. It's Shotaro.
Oh, it's the handsome jock at school. That's what he looks like with a pop collar and everything.
Ah, Mr. Wakamura's son? I see. He's sincere, smart, and pretty handsome. I can see why you'd like him. right? He's back visiting the island at the moment, but he usually goes to university in Tokyo. I've secretly admired him for ages, but I always thought he just saw me as a kid. I figured he'd never be interested.
I mean, in some ways, she is still a kid, right? She's like just in the early stages of high school or something like that. That's what I thought. And he's in university, so I mean, I don't know. They sound like they are kind of like apart at their life stage now. But maybe when you're older, everything will be fine.
But now I go to school in the mainland by myself, and I'm even working as an ama diver. I think he might see me more as an adult now. More than before, anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. So you want to let him know how you feel while he's still on the island? Maybe it's all just one-sided on my end, but I can't keep these feelings bottled up. Then tell him. I'm with you.
Shotaro Wakamura. The only son to Shinobu Wakamura, a local Kamishima magnate. Due to his father's influence, he was pampered by those around him from an early age, but he grew up to be a pleasant and sincere young man despite this attention. He is well regarded by those who know him, often being told that he has been blessed with a sharp intellect, good looks, and a variety of talents. He is currently attending a university in Tokyo and is back on Kamishima for summer break. Although his father Shinobu wants Shotaro to inherit the influence and wealth he has spent much of his life building, Shotaro himself has no intention of doing so. On the contrary, he is skeptical of the old-fashioned insular ways of island society and regards his father as the very embodiment of those outdated mores, viewing him with utter disgust for his overbearing, vulgar tendencies and superstitious beliefs. That and being a general asshole to people, apparently, using his, like, fucking influence on people. I mean, I guess Shotaro maybe doesn't care about that, but I'd be caring about that. Should we think again?
Shotaro, huh? We do live under the same roof, but I'm holed up in my room most days, so we don't actually interact that much. At this rate, I'll have no advice to give. What should I do?
I'll still continue to talk about advice. Let's exhaust that. Hey, Larissa, what's up? Then why don't you reply to me on Discord? Reply to what, Larissa? You didn't send anything to me. There's nothing to reply to. Like, I don't know what you want. So, way to try to make it awkward in my Twitch chat, by the way. That's lame. I mean, if you're unhappy with me, then just don't show up, I guess. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to be an asshole or anything, but, like, if you're going to sit there and try to pressure me to reply to a message I never got on Discord, I don't know what you want.
I want to tell Shotaro how I feel by the day after tomorrow. What do you think I should do?
Should we think again? No, she's going to say the same thing. Blop, 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 blop. Alright, we're done with the advice. Talk about Shotaro.
You're staying with the Wakamuras right now, yeah? Know anything about him that might help? Oh, I'm afraid Miss Encyclopedia might not have that kind of info. You don't have much info at all, do you? I mean, he's honestly not home most of the time, so there's a lot I don't know about him. Feels like he's always got something to do, checking in on folks all over the island. Like, I don't suppose you know if he has a girlfriend in Tokyo or anything? I'm afraid I'm not sure. Tokyo's packed with beautiful girls, right? A guy like him won't be left alone for long. Well, from what I've seen, I haven't noticed him keeping in touch with anyone. Then what about what he likes? Something he'd be happy to get? Let me think. Sorry, nothing's coming to mind at all. I really may as well just go die somewhere.
God, she's so dramatic, dude. Maybe it's all that TV. I'm going to call you Takla with love now? I don't know what Takla means.
Come on, don't say that. Thinking it through with me is more than enough. You've got to stop joking about dying like that.
That's what I was just thinking. I don't know what you're saying, Larissa. Making it hard to conversate with you. I'm sorry. Talk about Shotaro.
Oh, Tsukasa. How about this? I'm pretty sure I can ask Shotaro to meet us somewhere. I'll organize that for now, and we can plan from there. How does that sound? Oh, it sounds good. Thanks so much, Sato.
Kamishima Tori in the afternoon. Same day.
So, we kicked around ideas the whole way back, but in the end, writing a love letter and handing it to him is the best call. That's the plan, yeah?
Writing a love letter, just handing it to him? So you're gonna meet him in some place just to hand him a letter, I guess. I guess that's better than having Sato hand it to him. So I guess there's that. That's funny.
Yep, since way back when, the tried and true way has always been a love letter. A classic method. I like it. You're heading out to dive tomorrow morning, right? Yeah, weather is looking good. Alrighty, then I'll ask him to come to the bay a little after noon. That work for you? Yeah, I just need to have the letter ready by tomorrow. Hey, can you look it over before I give it to him? Of course. I'll fix it up even if it kills me. Thanks. I'll write it even if it kills me, too.
All this death and killing talk, like, so casual.
I'm already so nervous.
Oh, it's Shotaro. Hey, you two over there.
Huh? Is that who I think it is?
Oh, look at him. He's so handsome. With his pop collar. The pop collar is just cracking me up, dude. I don't know why. It's just like so over the top.
It is. It's Shotaro. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Magnate's son, Shotaro Wakamura.
Oh, he's totally glowing as usual. Is something wrong?
Have you seen Azami? He didn't show up to today's association meeting. Oh, this is when they went to go find him then, right? That's why the girls were together. So we're coming back up to that memory.
Oh, I see. I haven't seen him today. I think I know where he is. I'll go get him.
Oh, you do? Knew I could count on you, Tsukasa. I totally screw up her name. That's Shotaro. Shotaro's just bad at names, you know? I'll let you handle it then.
Sure, no problem. Oh man, he called me by my name. I'm so fired up right now. Let's do this. Yeah, let's.
Let's go.
First off, let's find those two. I bet they're up at the Kante Kisho ruins. Let's go, Sato. I'm right behind you.
And that's when that other memory got interacted with. Oh yeah, I forgot we had this one with the freaking dead body and the sorcerer lady, maybe? Question mark? Maybe. I am still wondering what happens here. It looks like we get to see the girls again after the dive. And apparently there's more I could do with the diving. We might have to visit that again later. All right, let's go to this one. Futami Gaura investigation. I'm stumbling over that every time. Yumiko Shiki and Soto Kiryu head to the coast of Futami Gaura after receiving a report about a strange corpse found there. Oh, this was the one that was in the news, right? That they talked about, that Sato just mentioned, I think. Cool. August 7th morning on the coast. This is the day before the day we were just on, though. I think it was the 8th, and now this is the 7th, maybe? I don't know. Could be wrong. Miss Shiki, there you are. Sorry for calling you all the way here.
Not at all. Thank you for bringing the case to our attention. I hear you've got an unusual corpse on your hands.
Well, forensics aren't here yet, so I honestly don't know whether it can be called a corpse or not. But I do know that it'll cause a stir if anyone catches sight of it. So right now we're just trying to keep the busybodies away. I sure am glad it happened while you were still here. Though what with you being from Tokyo Metropolitan Police and all. So he's actually, or she's actually a police officer? That's interesting. Masaru Ide, prefectural police detective.
Where is our cadaver, then?
Still in the water over there, where it was found. Feel free to go ahead and examine it.
Over there, I see.
Oh, there it is. Like some 3D object just stuck into the, 2D background. All right, let's take a look at the surroundings. This is I'm always going to mess up with this. Futamigaura, the coastline just northeast of Ise City. It's a pretty popular location for tourists, and there are several beaches nearby as well, so a bunch of people are milling around.
It certainly is an impressive sight. It's too bad we couldn't come here as simple tourists.
Files updated. Futamigaura is the name of a stretch of coastline along Futami Town, so named during the events of the story. It has since been merged with Ise City. In the Watarai district of Mei Prefecture, as part of the Ise Shima National Park, it has been designated as a place of scenic beauty and considered one of the most scenic spots in Japan. The name Futamagara is said to originate from the visit to the area by Yamatohime no Mikoto. According to legend, the area's beauty caused her to turn to look back upon it, leading to Futami, look twice, becoming a part of its name. Interesting. And there's Ise City. That's where it is. This is the island that we're on. Here's Ise City. A city located in the central northern area of the Shima Peninsula. The northern part of the city is on a plain directly facing Ise Bay, while the southern part is on more mountainous land surrounded by hills. Having long flourished as the town leading up to the torii gate of Ise Shrine, it stands out as a particularly popular tourist destination, even among the many attractions in the Ise Shima area. The city is sometimes referred to as Shinto, meaning the city of the gods. Although best known for Ise Shrine, many other temples and shrines can also be found within the city. The land overlooking the Ise Bay is blessed with an abundance of beautiful scenery, including Mount Asama, which was included on a list of 100 famous Japanese scenic spots during the Showa era. Interesting. So I thought that was surroundings. There's more for the surrounding? The sound of the waves and the buzz from the onlookers fills the air around us. I suppose it's inevitable that the police being around would draw people's attention. Just hope it doesn't cause a commotion. So who are we in this one? Are we the lady or are we that Ide guy? Kind of feels like we're this guy, but we're going to talk to him, so we must be the lady then, right? Just wasn't sure what voice to use there. Let's look at him.
This is Masaru Ide, a detective from the local police. He's acting as my point of contact while I'm over here, as well as providing any support I need. I don't doubt it's quite a troublesome assignment. There are a lot of things that need to be kept secret, for one. But he's been very good at not prying into the particulars while doing what needs to be done, occasional grumbling notwithstanding. Given what this case has ended up involving, though, those particulars may not end up remaining undisclosed for much longer.
Masaru Ide. The Assistant Inspector of the 1st Investigative Division of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Mei Prefecture Police. He often finds himself saddled with whatever troublesome tasks come the department's way, something he makes sure to grumble about each time, but is a proficient detective in his own right, being diligent in his duties and having passed his promotion exam without difficulty. Although often said to have a somewhat unreadable expression, he is quite sociable and makes a point to attend all the department drinking parties. Born and raised in Mei, Masaru never ventured beyond bicycle commuting distance of his hometown, Sioux City. until the time came for him to attend university. With no particular plans for his future in mind, he took the employment exam for police officers, figuring that a local government job would at least be stable. He had no admiration for the police or any strong sense of duty or justice, but found the strict discipline of the police force suited his personality. He quietly married a fellow classmate from the police academy soon after graduating, and at home he takes on the role of a doting father to his 2 sons and a daughter. If pressed to discuss his hobbies, they would include walking and combination puzzles. Strangely enough, he often happens to be walking nearby whenever incidents occur, leading to him being first on the scene even when off duty, something his colleagues frequently tease him about. So he's got some bad luck, dude. Alright, let's take a look at that corpse. I see. So this is the corpse in question, is it? Unusual is certainly one word for it. It's all dried up now, almost like it's been mummified. But apart from that, it's pretty safe to say this is a mermaid, right? Let's take a closer look at it. Take a look at the tail. The body's lower half is identical to a fish's tail. If this was a fish, it'd be a pretty huge one. Torso. It would seem like the fish half of the body begins from the shoulders down. All the mermaids I've seen, or I've ever heard of, have had the fish half start from the waist down. If it is a fake, maybe whoever made it didn't do their research. Really? Several of the mermaids described in old Japanese legends had their faces as the only human part, though. Seriously? Guess that makes me the one who didn't do their research, then. Yeah, we learned that at the beginning of the game. So there's more about the torso. If this really is a corpse, I wonder when they died. I doubt their body would have ended up this desiccated if it had been in the sea this whole time. You think there's the possibility that they died, shriveled up into a mummy-like state, and their body fell into the sea and got washed up here? It makes for quite the enigma, that's for sure. There's no sign of any external wounds. Can't see anything that could have caused their death, at least. As you can see, there's no doubt it has a human head. That's the main reason we went ahead with treating it as a corpse. That makes sense. I can't imagine anyone would have seen a creature like this before, after all. If it really is a mermaid, wouldn't this be a pretty huge discovery? It's not the sort of thing we'll be able to make public, that's for sure. I don't suppose we have any way of confirming their identity. Their identity? Given the state of the body, it'd probably be difficult to confirm based on facial features, but we might have a chance using dental records. Though that would depend on if they ever had a dental exam. I see. That makes sense. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards it being a fake of some kind. What do you think? It's true that many of the mermaid mummies discovered were ultimately found to have been man-made in origin. Mermaid mummy, and that's like a real thing. I'm pretty sure this is something that people really tried doing or whatever. There's a few things in history where people tried, like, taxidermying a mermaid together or something. Relics believed to be either the embalmed or mummified remains of mermaids are preserved in temples throughout Japan. Among them, several are said to bestow blessings such as eternal youth and longevity or sound health, and are treated as objects of worship. In the 1970s, some garnered so much attention after being featured on TV that people traveled en masse to see them, prompting some temples and shrines to discontinue public viewings. Mermaid mummies have also been documented in other countries. In the 1800s, the exhibition of mermaid mummies as exotic curios became a widespread phenomenon across Europe and the United States. Although these mummies were originally believed to be genuine, subsequent analysis has revealed fibers from materials such as wood and paper in their composition, exposing them to be man-made in origin. The quality of some mermaid mummies crafted in Japan during the Edo period was particularly high, with several being widely circulated, especially in Europe. However, the revelation that many of these mermaids were man-made does not disprove the existence of mermaids, and debate on the topic continues even today. You don't find me complaining if it is. No need to investigate a fake corpse, after all. Maybe that's being too optimistic, though. We'll just have to see about that, won't we? Hey, what's up, Fatal? How's it going, man? Thanks for visiting the stream. Appreciate ya. When I first saw this expression, I thought they must have died in unbelievable agony. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like they look almost satisfied. Could just be my imagination, though. Satisfied? Yeah, satisfied is a weird thing to say. I don't know that that looks like they're satisfied. Is that their O face? They died right at that moment. Oh! Alright, nothing else here. Back. Surroundings. Let's take a look. Oh, there's this guy. I forgot about him. Oh, I can talk to him as well. Let's just take a look at him. This is Soto Kiryu. He's worked with me as my assistant for a long time now, although he usually makes his living as a psychic detective. He's not officially with the police, but with my assignments being what they are, he has special permission to accompany me on investigations. That means we have new stuff, or... Oh yeah, this is all new, right? Because it only had like a small thing before. An independent psychic who makes his living as Japan's only psychic detective. Soto has no permanent residence, instead traveling throughout the country for training and resolving any metaphysical incidents he comes across, something which eventually led him to gaining his current moniker with the industry. Although he has a calm and taciturn personality and is possessed of a sharp mind, he is surprisingly sensitive by nature. However, this trait does not extend to mercy towards spirits and other phenomena, which he often ends up subduing by force. Ooh, by force. Primary spiritual abilities. Curses. The ability to use particular curses to inflict harm or otherwise negative effects on others. Effects range from forcibly binding a target in place to dealing fatal wounds. The stronger the curse's effect, the greater the burden on the user. Okay, that's kind of sinking in what I just read there. Forcibly binding a target in place to dealing fatal... So you can just kill people with curses? This guy sounds crazy. Shagon? Yeah, Shagon, that's the best thing I got. The ability to see the face of a deceased individual from their remains, allowing for recreation of their features via portrait sketch. Well, that's really convenient for what we're doing right now. Only a small piece of the deceased remains is necessary to use this ability. However, enough of the thoughts and desires of the dead individual must remain for it to be effective. Oh, so this is our window to say, like, well, it's just because there wasn't enough thoughts and desires. That's why I got it wrong. I think it's funny that like a lot of psychic stuff always has like this, like, I don't know, like fine text, you might say, that will say like, oh, but I am allowed to be wrong, and that doesn't mean that my powers aren't real. Oh, the Feast of Shadows. Oh, this is from last game. The ability to create a domain in which the potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased, only effective at night. Soto himself is unable to create a domain up to 1 kilometer in range. Soto himself is able to create a domain. That's interesting. So he can create the Feast of Shadows, because in the last Paranormasight, the Feast of Shadows is what was happening during the game, and that's why people were able to use these curses that they would end up with. They'd end up with like a little idol or something, like a little metal thing, and then that would let them use the curse, which would usually allow them to kill somebody under certain specific conditions. And the Feast of Shadows was like the thing that was happening that allowed them to actually do it, I think. Soto's family runs a small shrine dedicated to a certain Onimoji. from the Sengoku period. This Onimoji is said to be an ancestor of the Kiryu family, which may explain why their bloodline has produced many individuals with a strong spirit sense over the years. Soto was born with an exceptionally potent spirit sense, even within this lineage, leading to his abilities catching the attention of legendary psychic Itensai Shiki when he was 8 years old. Itensai subsequently took him under his wing as his protege, and Soto underwent rigorous training under his watchful eye. Even now, he is always quick to respond when summoned by his mentor's wife, Yumiko Shiki, and often supports her during her work. He also has a keen interest in swords and is extremely knowledgeable about blades from all countries and eras. Oh, so he's like a mall ninja as well, huh? That's cool. He's a cool guy. So this Yumiko is the girl that's the woman we are playing as, who's a cop, and she was married to this other psychic guy. So man, she's just like deep in the psychic world. So there's still more we can think about him, okay? He's had his gaze fixed on the corpse ever since we got here. I suppose he's curious to know what led to its current state. Yeah, aren't we all? Alright, let's keep looking around, see if there's anything else to look at. There's people. Oh, there's people. Get out of here. A police officer.
The local police have the area closed off to make sure bystanders can't get too close.
Sometimes there's like little hidden things. Looks like we're pretty much good though. Oh, we can still look at Ide.
At first glance, he seems the sort to find hard work troublesome, but he's proven himself to be quite the thoughtful individual. If that attitude of his is a deliberate ploy to get those he's dealing with to lower their guard, he's certainly not one to be underestimated. It's certainly working.
Have ourselves a little think.
We originally came to May from Tokyo to investigate another case, but with so many other incidents occurring, I can't help but get the sinking feeling something troublesome is about to happen.
Wow, Fatal shows up while I was showering. That's funny. It's just holding down the fort. Appreciate you guys being here.
Detective Ide has been a huge help for us so far. We might be able to reveal some of our circumstances to him.
Alright, interesting. Let's talk to him.
Do we know what the situation was when the corpse was found?
I just got here as well, so I'm not clear on the details myself. But from the sounds of it, a local civilian happened across it about an hour ago as they were passing by. And they got us on the scene immediately, so no one else should have seen it.
That's a relief. We don't want people working themselves into a frenzy over this. Where is that local now?
We've got someone taking their statement in a nearby police box. I'll let you know when we get more info there.
Please do.
If we really do have a mermaid on our hands, do you think all those stories about becoming immortal from eating mermaid flesh are true? Should I take a bite? What do you think?
Oh, so you're curious about that too, Detective?
Well, I don't know if I'd actually want to eat it, though. Living forever doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy, you know? Besides, I can't say I find the thought of eating meat from this thing all that appealing.
I see. I suppose that's a natural response. But there are plenty of people who would be interested in getting their hands on this corpse for that exact reason.
I can see that. We might even have people fighting over it if it gets out. All the more reason to try to keep it hidden. Maybe take it out of the water, that'll be easier to hide it. I mean, I don't know. Guess we're trying to leave the crime scene alone. Sure is a troublesome thing we've got on our hands here. Okay, let's talk to this guy. What do you think?
Well, I think we have a decent grasp of the situation now. What's your opinion, Soto?
Division 2 and all DLCs are now only £12 on Steam. Tempting. I mean, I'd be down to play some Division 2 if you want to play that sometime. Definitely be a change from what we normally play together. Or I guess you were playing Division 1 with somebody else too, right? God, who was it? You were streaming that with somebody, right? So I understand if you got somebody to play it with, but I might be down. The first one was pretty interesting. I played it for a while. That's some good gameplay.
First of all, based on the state of the corpse, I think it's safe to say this is another case of the curse of the Forsaken Fish. Some of the residual curse energy is still lingering around the body. Just as expected, then. I suppose that's no surprise. Huh? What was that just now? We'll try to explain our understanding of the case so far, Detective. I realize some of it might sound a bit absurd, but please bear with us. This corpse is neither a fake, nor could it be called a mermaid. It is the remains of a human, one transformed into a fish as of the result of a curse. What? A former human? And a curse, too. It's pretty hard to know what to say to that. With Loopy is who you're playing with. God, why couldn't I remember her name? The second one was great. I'm going to pick it up again. They're bringing crossplay for it this year. It's been out 10 years this year. Wait, what? Wait, the Division 2's been out for 10 years? Or are you saying that's the first one? Because I was just bringing up the first one. Maybe that's what you're talking about. And it didn't have crossplay? That's crazy. That's crazy it didn't have crossplay, dude. Do you play it on PlayStation or do you play it on PC? Because you're talking about being on Steam now, so I guess maybe were you playing it on the console before? One thing's for sure, that's not going to fly in this case report by itself. Mind explaining a bit more for me? Of course. Let's start with an explanation of our circumstances then. Should I keep talking to Soto, or do I go back to talking to Ide? I guess I should keep talking to Soto. I want to see what else he's got to say. Let's playing it on... Oh, Xbox before. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Dude, that blows me away that they didn't have crossplay. It seems like a game that is, like, perfect for crossplay, too, because it's, like, PvE, right? Or I guess it's more like PvE than VP as well, right? I thought it was, anyways. Maybe I'm wrong. That's crazy. This weekend, Division 2 had the most players since launch weekend. Really? Wow. Crazy. Is that just because of, like, them releasing it all for $12, or was that... Or they just recently added crossplay to Division 2? But then there's areas that PvP I keep away from them. Right, like the black zones or whatever, right? Where you gotta, like, get the gear and then, like, take it up to the helicopter or something. I don't know. I played it a little bit, so... I do remember that part, though. Because I wasn't really into the PvP part, either. Because, yeah, it's mostly a PvE game, I think, right? Which is why I think it does sound like a good game to play. I did enjoy it a little bit. Go into it by mistake once, never again. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's probably maybe the reason why the crossplay thing then, because I could see that being like... Because, I mean, I've heard of, you know, game designers maybe not wanting crossplay because of how much, like, PC can dominate console players for, like, the most part. You know, not that there's not console players that are better than PC players, but, you know, there's a bit of an advantage. So maybe that was the reason, because there's PvP areas it took them so long. I don't know. It does seem like it affects probably the amount of players that play the game, though. So I always think crossplay is probably good, at least from a business standpoint, for that reason alone. You want to have as many people playing the game as you can, right? Because then they all interact with each other and they keep each other playing. I'll let you handle the explanations, ma'am. Of course, leave it to me. In return, I'll be counting on you to handle the report. Ah, confound it. Okay, that's all he's got to say. Back to E-Day. But due to resources, I don't believe the BS. It's Ubisoft. They have resources. Yeah, Ubisoft has plenty of resources. They just tend to squander them. You know, because, I mean, they've wasted so many resources alone with, like, recently I think it was Ubisoft, they canceled the Prince of Persia remake, right? They were going to do a reboot or whatever, Prince of Persia, and then they canceled it, like, when it was, I think, pretty far in development, and then they're like, yeah, we're canceling that because we got to figure out how to make AI more of our thing. I know they recently were talking about trying to get AI and, like, somehow making it to where... Disney's talked about this too, where they want
users to use AI to make more content with their IPs so that they can then take that content and sell it to other users, which to me sounds totally screwed up. Why the hell would you be doing that? That's a horrible business like plan or whatever. But you know, whatever. We'll watch them fail. I think Disney's pivoted away from that a little bit now. Because I think Disney has plenty of ways they could use it in their parks. I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but you know, these silly businesses and their use of resources. This was pretty much done, apparently. Right, yeah, the Prince of Persia thing, right, yeah, it was pretty much done, and then they canceled it. Like, what the hell, dude? They cancel shit all the time. Ubisoft is, like, the worst about that. It's like, that's, I don't know, it's funny to me a little bit just because, like, of all the games Ubisoft has made, like, recently especially, the Prince of Persia reboot is something that would have brought me back in, and I probably would have played that, because the first one was cool. So, man, I just feel like they really dropped the ball there. That was a really bad move, in my opinion. Talk about the department. First, I suppose I should start with a brief explanation of the department I work for. Wait, aren't you part of some secret department in the security division over in Tokyo? Are you sure you should be telling me something like that? I'm not going to get caught up in any troublesome business if I do, am I? No need to worry, I doubt it will come to that. Probably. Our work is mostly kept a secret because it's something of a pain to find people who will accept, let alone understand, the circumstances each time. But you've been very supportive so far, so I can't imagine that will be a problem. Well, if you really insist, go ahead, I guess. As you say, my department is indeed part of the security division. Its proper name is the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Files updated. Paranormal Affairs. Although officially named the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division Paranormal Affairs Bureau, which I think is, this is a connection to the first game as well, because I'm pretty sure that the main character that we were playing, well, not, I guess I can't say main character, but the detective character I think we played in that game also worked for that Paranormal Affairs Bureau, or some of them did. I remember them being involved anyway. Because I think maybe the detective we were playing used to be a part of that bureau, and then he like went to regular police work or something like that. But then there were other people that like specialized in it too that came. I can't remember what those characters were like, but there were characters that were a part of that bureau or whatever. And then People Can Fly canceled Outriders 2. Oh, they did? I didn't even know that. They canceled Outriders 2? That sucks, dude. How lame. They really should just kept maybe like Outriders as a platform and just kept adding expansions. I feel like they should have like done the MMO World of Warcraft Final Fantasy 14 thing with that. You know, try to keep it more like, just have me pay for like an additional expansion or something. I totally would understand that. Instead, they always have to like make it a whole new game that they charge you full price for or something. But that sucks. So it was to focus on Gears of War, just stick to finishing stuff. Goddamn, yeah, exactly. It's crazy that they're gonna stop doing their new IP so that they can focus on some older IP as well. Like nothing against Gears of War, but it's just like wasn't there already a team that could do Gears of War? Why'd it have to be them? It's because they made a pretty good game that was in the same style, I guess. Because they're both like cover shooters, right? So, I don't know, man. The gaming industry is just, it's going through like a big change right now, right? There's a lot of weird stuff affecting games now. I think most of the problem I always think of, and this goes with any industry, is the fact that rich people are involved. Or no, I should say money people are involved. People who want money more than they want to make content or art or tell stories. When those people get involved, I mean, just look at Hollywood. Hollywood puts out so much garbage. In like Netflix and stuff, all these streaming services, they put out such garbage because they're just trying to bankroll media instead of like, you know, tell stories that people actually want to tell. You know, you're trying to just squeeze it out of people by giving them enough money to just like do a job. You know, at least that's how I see it. I just think it's sad. It's sad. It's sad that money ruins everything. All right, anyways, the Police Bureau is commonly referred to as simply as the Paranormal Affairs. Only a handful of people know of its existence, even within the police force. As the name suggests, this... Oh, I just remembered. In the last game, it was one of the students. It was a female student who was also a part of this Paranormal Affairs Division. That's right. She was disguised as a student, like a goth girl or whatever, but she was actually like a police officer. As the name suggests, this unit specializes in the investigation and resolution of cases involving paranormal phenomena. Since the existence of such happenings is not public knowledge, nor is it readily believed by the general population, the Bureau's activities are conducted in the utmost secrecy, as there are currently only 5 members in the unit, including the chief. They utilize a network of psychic contacts across the country to assist with their cases. The current chief of Paranormal Affairs is a man named Kuiru Nagagoshi, although said to have been born to a family of psychics who have been involved in keeping the world safe from paranormal phenomena for generations. Kuiru is an elusive figure. Very few have met him in person, and he is rarely seen in the office. It is said that this is because he has often been the target of curses. However, some theorize that it is in fact because Kuiru is not actually a flesh and blood human, with some going so far as to question whether he really exists. His seat in his office is usually occupied by his familiar, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nu resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as Kuiru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. Oh, okay, I was not sure what a Nu was. It's a bird. Weird. Okay, that's kind of fun, I guess. The term Nakagoshi case serves as a code name used to refer to cases under investigation by Paranormal Affairs. Interesting. Jeez, the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, huh? Though if there really are cases of spiritual phenomena causing harm around the place, guess it's not that hard to believe that there'd be some sort of organization to deal with them within the police. Precisely. I'm glad you're so quick on the uptake. Well, after seeing that corpse over there, there's not much else I can do but believe it, you know? Oh, does that mean you have spirit sense or some sort of psychic powers? Not to any notable degree, I'm afraid. As I mentioned, I'm primarily a housewife. If you ask me, I would rather sort this all out and get back home to my husband as soon as possible. So her husband's still alive then, the psychic guy that trained her assistant? Right. Soto here is my husband's protege when he used to work as a psychic, though. He helps me out in any work I'm assigned to. I'm responsible for handling any spiritual work that comes up, yes. Spiritual work, huh? Hearing you say that like it's just another job really makes me feel we're talking about another industry entirely. But if you really are just a housewife, Miss Shiki, why are you working for a special unit like that? I know it's none of my business, but if your husband is a psychic, wouldn't all this be more in his line of work? True. Personally, I'd also rather our roles were reversed. But there are several reasons why that unfortunately can't be the case. I see. I don't really know your circumstances, but it sounds pretty tough. Either way, I should be good to put this down as a paranormal affairs case, right? That should be fine, yes. You can leave the rest of the investigation to us. We'll also handle the report. More specifically, Soda will. Really? Thanks. That's a great help. Not again. Profiles updated. Alright, Yumiko Shiki, a woman who balances her work as a housewife with her position as a full-time employee of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, a secret department within the Tokyo Metropolitan Police. Although the very image of a refined lady in appearance, she has a surprisingly free-spirited personality and tends to find anything she has no interest in too bothersome to take seriously. Things that do catch her attention, on the other hand, often command all of it, and she will actively involve herself in looking into them. She utterly adores her husband, swooning in admiration whenever the topic turns to him, and she is also viewed with affection by her coworkers, who call her ma'am. Out of the 5 current full-time members of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, Yumiko alone lacks any particular metaphysical abilities despite possessing a meager degree of spirit sense. Even so, she has chosen to be a part of the Bureau's elite unit for very particular reasons. Reasons known only to a handful of people close to her. There was once one other member of the Bureau who had no paranormal powers to speak of. Veteran police detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi. That's the guy that we were playing. That's the detective from the last game. That he was on the Bureau, right? Yeah. Okay, seeing his name, I totally remember, like, saying that name as the bad guy when we were on the phone or whatever. And the two occasionally worked on investigations together. When dispatched on assignments now, she always pairs up with freelance psychic detective Sodo Kiryu, leaving all paranormal-related procedures and often her much despised paperwork to him. Yumiko's husband is also a psychic by the name of Itinsai Shiki, and Sodo is his cherished protege. I like it how they're tying this in with the other Paranormasight. Makes me really hope that this becomes like a longer, bigger series that has all these connections or whatever. Maybe we'll see like the same character in two of them at some point. That'd be cool. This is what you just read, right? Oh, no, this is a new one. Okay. Psychics/spirit sense. The various abnormal occurrences attributed to the spirits of the dead are collectively referred to as spiritual phenomena. These can range from small peculiarities, such as being able to see things that shouldn't be there, hearing strange sounds, or feeling a sudden unnatural chill, to larger scale phenomena powerful enough to defy the laws of physics, potentially even triggering natural disasters. Harmful spiritual phenomena that cause unwanted effects by interfering with nature or tampering with the human body or mind are called curses. Curses can themselves be divided into two categories. Those that occur naturally, often arising from negative emotions such as deep resentment from the dead, and those that are intentionally created by someone with spiritual abilities using an existing spirit or grudge. However, creating a curse is quite difficult, and there is the risk of the curse rebounding and causing harm to the creator instead. The more powerful the curse, the more stringent the conditions that are required to use it. Huh. So I think we're making some room here in the story, because we're saying that it can affect nature and cause natural disasters. Like, I think Yuza's family maybe was a part of one of these natural disasters, because it was like a sudden freak localized storm that killed them 5 years ago. So I think that's what we're trying to set up here, is that maybe someone triggered a curse that caused a natural disaster or something. The ability to sense the energy of spirits and spiritual phenomena is known as spirit sense. The strength of this ability varies from person to person, and while it can be increased to a certain extent through training, it ultimately comes down to the individual's innate talent. According to those who have it, spirit sense is similar to a sense of smell. The lingering spiritual energy in an area can be detected by what feels like specialized sense organs, conveying information such as the relative strength of the phenomenon and whether it is benevolent or malevolent in nature. Those with a particularly potent spirit sense are also able to glean specific details from the energy and even track it down to identify its origin. However, as spiritual energy is unaffected by air movement, it is not possible to use a wind to drive it away. The ability to see spiritual phenomena is considered a psychic ability, further described below. Spiritual phenomena occur regardless of one's ability to perceive them, so many people that lack spirit sense are affected by such phenomena without any awareness of the cause. As spirit sense is impossible to quantify, comparing its strength between individuals is difficult. However, as tolerance to forcible exposure to spiritual phenomenon is comparable to a tolerance to alcohol, there are those who use this comparison when explaining to others. What's up, Loki? What's up, puppy pup? Psychic ability is the special power to interact with or influence spirits. It covers a wide range of abilities, from simply being able to see spirits to being able to directly control or exercise them. It also includes the ability to intentionally induce spiritual phenomenon in order to use specific skills, such as peering into the future, capturing images with psychic photography, or searching for objects with dowsing. Didn't we do something like that in the last game too? Did we do like dowsing or something? Maybe there was photography involved? I'm trying to remember. Was there a character with a camera or something? Maybe not. Maybe we did the dowsing, though? I don't remember. Just for some reason, there's something tickling in the back of my brain. Like, maybe that was in the last game? Individuals who possess such abilities are known as psychics. People who possess spirit sense but lack psychic ability are particularly susceptible to the influence of spiritual phenomena, whether they are aware of it or not, and as such, often fall victim to supernatural disasters or disturbances. Which I guess could be Yuza, maybe? He's had an encounter with that mermaid. Let's see if we can think something different. It seems the time has come to explain our circumstances to Detective Ide. I'll have to make sure not to leave anything out. Talk about the department, talk about curses, talk about spirit sense. Maybe we'll start with spirit sense. This seems like a good one to start with. You know, I sometimes find myself wondering if I have a bit of spirit sense as well. There have been these times I've caught sight of strange things when walking down a road at night. And when I looked into it later, I found that the place I'd walked by had been the site of an accident or the like. Oh, that might be the real deal then. It's definitely a possibility. I would advise not getting too close to anything you see of that nature. It becomes easier for them to target you if they realize you're aware of them, you see. Jeez, what would happen then? Guess I'd end up possessed or something? There is that danger, yes. In the event you are possessed, you may find yourself afflicted by headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations. Memory problems and impaired thinking are also not unheard of. Headaches and muscle stiffness definitely ring a bell. Sure hope it isn't the work of some spirit. Headaches and muscle stiffness can come from very many mundane things as well. Do people have their personalities taken over when possessed too? It may be possible with spirits who had a very close relationship to their target, such as if they were siblings or were a parent and child. Is that going to happen then? Because we have the Yuza's family, Amazi's dad. They're dead, so maybe this is like foreshadowing. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. The negative effects I just mentioned are primarily caused by the two parties not being in sync. That's good to know, I think. Even if a spirit were able to successfully possess someone, it would only be able to pressure them to behave in ways that wouldn't be unusual for the individual in question. I see. But in that case, there's no way of knowing whether you're behaving that way on your own. There is no way of knowing whether you're behaving that way on your own will or not, right? Exactly. Hence the prevalence of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Huh. So that's how things work there. As far as I know, I haven't been having any problems like that, though, so I think I should be fine. Keep talking about that spirit sense. Having spirit sense seems like it's more trouble than it's worth somehow. Okay, that's all for that. Talk about curses. Still, I never would have thought that there is a curse out there that can turn people into fish. But it only half worked, so the victim ended up looking like a mermaid. It's bound to cause misunderstandings. The curse is originally meant to turn a person's whole body into that of a fish, you see. But the victim died before the transformation was complete, so it stopped before it could reach that point. The vast majority of the mermaids discovered over the years are either man-made fakes or victims of the same curse. I see. To be honest, part of me was kind of excited when I first saw what it looked like. I thought that it might mean that there really are mermaids out there, you know? Exactly like the ones you hear about in stories. I'm afraid we can neither confirm nor deny things there. Well, I get why you were asking about the corpse's identity now. It's because you realize they used to be a human, right? That's right. Very recently, too, the transformation likely happened yesterday, or even earlier today. What? That recently? Someone could really end up in a state like this just after just a day? Right, because they're totally desiccated. So how do they, like, dry up and then end up in the water? Like, weird.
They certainly could.
Seriously? These curses sure are scary. I'll get forensics to take a look when they get here then.
Please do. The investigator in question has worked on paranormal affairs cases before, so they shouldn't need any explanation.
Ah, right. The case from yesterday. Great. That should save us some effort then. Keep talking about curses. Cursed one day, a mummified corpse the next. Sure is a scary world we live in. Okay, that's the end of that. Talk about the department. So, does that mean that you came all the way to May because you knew something like this was going to happen?
No, that's awfully perceptive of you, Detective. I suppose you could say that, yes. At the very least, the situation hasn't come as a huge surprise.
Ah, if that's the case. Was the body from the other day one of those cases too then? Got another recollection. We're chaining them. Unlocked new chapter. Yumiko Shiki. Unidentified skeletons.
It was indeed, yes.
Seriously? That does sound like a pain to deal with. I bet our chief knew all about this when he assigned me to the case.
If it lessens the burden, you've been a great help to us so far, Detective.
Should we think again? Nope. Same thing she said last time. Okay. Can we talk to... Nope. Nope. Gotta keep talking. Talk about the department. I don't mind occult stuff, so I've been asking all these questions out of curiosity. But it's probably best I don't get too involved in this paranormal business, right? You must have a good reason to keeping it under wraps, after all.
I think that would be wise, yes.
Ma'am?
What is it?
Perhaps I could use my Shagon ability to see if it produces any results.
Ah, that's an excellent idea. I almost forgot we had such a handy trick up our sleeve.
Shagon? What does that do?
Patience, Detective. You'll see soon enough.
Right. Do I get to do like a mini game or something? No, I guess not. There. It's done.
Oh, so it went well, did it? Well done, Soto.
What's all this about then?
Soto can see the face of the deceased from a piece of their remains, however small. He can then sketch their features based on what he saw.
Ah, so that's how you got a sketch of the victim in that other case. An ability like that would be priceless if we could use it on the Force, you know.
Well, I hear it doesn't always work, so it's unfortunately not foolproof, so what did our victim look like?
About that. I think it might be faster to see for yourself. It looks like Yuza's mom, right? Doesn't she? She has the sleepy eyes.
This face, it's Somikawa.
Wait, Somikawa? You can't mean... Which that is Yuza's mother, right? Somikawa? Oh, and we're done with that one. Oh, and then we have same timeline. Earlier story. Let's see. Do I have time for one more? I think I need to go get something to eat. I'm getting hungry. So I think I might call it here. How long have we been streaming? It's a pretty good one. 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours seems good enough. We got quite a bit. The story's starting to get going, so that's cool. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here then. Is there like a... Oh yeah, auto saves, right? Oh, but I can also explicitly save. I do love explicit saves. Those are great. Make me feel good. All right, yeah, so I think I'm gonna save continuing for next week. So we'll come back on Sunday and we'll continue the story and we'll see where we go. But I'm gonna go get some lunch. So thanks everybody for coming to hang out. Anybody who's still here, appreciate you. Thanks Panda for chatting me up, and Fatal and Larissa and Sheepy. Appreciate you guys. It's been a good stream. It's been fun getting back into a visual novel again too. So it is one of the things I like to stream for whatever reason. But yeah, so until next time, you guys have a good one. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your